Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. Can also text Bmms and then what you want to say to 82945. Listen online, the website that rocks, KMOD.com. Past shows are available on iTunes. Search under BMMS. Listen with your cell phone. Get the iHeartRadio app, available from the App Store of your cell phone provider. More on that at iHeartRadio.com. And we're on Facebook. Facebook.com/BMS69. That's where you can hang out with us each and every day. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Well, good morning.
Tickets to Vince Neil. Vince Neil's going to be at the Hard Rock on January 12th.
Woo-woo!
Tickets available at hardrockcasinotulsa.com. We've got Friggin' A Friday where we're giving away beer. Case of Peroni. What's your die-hard Christmas tradition? Not the movie. Not a movie tradition. By the way, I saw that if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then so is Rambo because he gets arrested. And at the police station is Christmas trees and snowmen and things like that.
Fair enough.
It's just Christmas.
Two great Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Stop it.
We just want to know what's your Die Hard Christmas tradition. Will not waver. Must have. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I spent more time than I should have of why poinsettias are a thing at Christmas this morning.
Why are they a thing? Did you get the answer? I need to know because
Yes.
like what the hell? They're red flowers and they're only sold at Christmas time.
Well, here, they're only sold at Christmas time. It's a Mexican flower
Okay.
named after the ambassador to Mexico way back in the day.
Uh-huh.
He brought them back.
Mm-hmm.
They would use them in Mexico, like around displays, like, the name's escaping me. Nativity scenes.
Okay.
And yeah,
So they're like, Feliz Navidad, here's a flower.
I mean, no,
Okay.
they were just seen. They were just seen that way. The red, and then they, like in the 18 whatever, it came back to Pennsylvania, and they made. Yeah, see why you don't care?
I do deeply care. Now I know why there's stupid red flowers that dogs can't eat only around Christmas time.
So then, as I walk in the building, I look at the bank because they've got a tree decorated with poinsettias, and in my head, I go, "Well, this clearly doesn't match. The decor here isn't Spanish."
Yes.
So now I'm looking at poinsettias and like the. Anyway, we want to know what's your diehard Christmas tradition. We got a case of beer for you when you answer that, and we get you on the air. BMMS and whatever your answer is to 82945. Gimpy learned of Christmas traditions yesterday he didn't even know existed.
Yeah, sure did. I'm like, wow, that's a little strange, but
They're all strange.
true that, but I think that one's a little more strange. All right. So what he's talking about is hide the pickle.
Do you know this tradition, Lindsay?
Yes.
Go ahead, Lindsay. Educate us.
Well, I mean, you would have found out at 7. That's ours.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Is that a family history thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Okay. We'll let you tell your story at 7:00.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just curious as to who and why somebody was
Stick
like,
around at 7. We'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
why somebody a long time ago was like, I've got a gherkin.
Right.
Yeah.
Put it in this
No, there's
tree.
a reason.
I'm sure there is, and I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, there's 100% a reason.
Ay,
Christmas
ay.
traditions, I think, are so silly and ridiculous and make zero sense.
Yeah.
I was telling Gimpy yesterday, I went down a rabbit hole of what, like the red and white and the association with Christmas and stockings and how we've got it wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently in Eastern Europe, there's this guy who collects these mushrooms that are red and white. They're only harvestable during a certain time of year. And he had a beard and wore red and white to be designated as the guy who went and harvested these mushrooms.
shroom guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess how they dried him out?
Mm.
In socks by the fire.
Oh,
Right.
huh.
So now I'm not saying that's stupid or maybe it's made
Right.
up or whatever. It's no more made up.
Right.
and Santa.
Right. I think that's awesome to be leaving shrooms in somebody's stockings,
Yeah.
It sure beats, whatever pencil or pen that you were going to get.
Or a candy cane.
Candy cane, right?
Uh-huh.
Please, somebody leave
candy
mushrooms
canes.
in my stocking.
Candy canes are garbage.
Right.
My kids love them, and I think I did too. But
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the only good ones are the Starburst. Yeah, flavored ones. Yeah.
I would say we're not doing candy cane then. We're just doing candy.
Yeah.
Candy
The
canes
shape
have
of
to
a
be
cane.
peppermint or spearmint or whatever the flavor is.
Or in the flavor of clams. I found those on the Amazon. Clamdy canes. Thought about getting some.
The shelf from the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Clamdy canes. This
By the
candy
way-
tastes like fish.
By the way, also the name of the porn star celebrating her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Clamdy Cane. Ew. Would not do a scene with her.
Christmas traditions are completely ridiculous and silly, and people have ones they're super diehard about.
Right.
Absolutely.
At my son's at the twin school, they do morning announcements and they rotate like the school news. And so his segment is coming up next week. So he has to turn
He
it
has
in.
a segment too, huh?
Yes.
Is it on Wednesdays?
No, but they rotate and he has to do like a fun fact when he does it. And he filmed his last night and he said, Mom, I want to do mine about Christmas. And so he wanted to learn about mistletoe and the kissing tradition. And so he found out where mistletoe got its name from, and it comes from the mistle thrush bird. And apparently it eats the berries and it poops out the berries that grow
That's
into
just nasty.
yes, the mistletoe. Exactly. And he said mistletoe is a lot more romantic sounding than poop on a twig, right? So that's how they came up with the mistletoe, where it came from. And so I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That was his fun fact. But interesting that we're talking about this kind of stuff now, and he had come up with it last night. And that was okay. That's it.
Thanks for coming to
Yeah,
Lindsay's TED
mhm.
Talk.
Exactly.
I recently found out that mistletoe is a bad thing for plants.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a parasite and will kill it out. And I'm like, well, that's fun.
But as an
We got-
example, how ridiculous is this? And there are some people like, no, we got to have a mistletoe in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Bring this parasite in your house. I've already got enough.
Yeah. And then you're going to kiss under it.
Mhm.
Right?
Huh? The whole idea of chopping down a tree and bringing it into your home is so bizarre to me.
Yeah, but it
Up
sure
with
does
trees.
look pretty. All
Yeah.
decorated, lit up.
Yeah. And somebody went, nah, let's just do a fake one.
Uh-huh. I've never had a real tree.
Never ever?
Uh-uh.
Man, I haven't had a real tree since I was a kid. I remember back in the day, we'd go to the tree farm and they'd give you a hacksaw. Here you go cut down your tree. And then, if you're old enough, your dad would give it to you and be like, it's time for you to be a man and cut down the family tree.
Really?
Yeah. and
Like
then
that was a
throw-
rite of passage?
It sure was, man.
Huh.
And you throw that bitch on top of the car. They strap it down with that twine, and then you take it in and watch it die inside your house.
It was dead the moment you cut it down.
Right.
Absolutely,
We-
but it
but
still smelled good.
You're led to believe that if you just put a little Cool Whip container full with water at the base, it would be fine.
Yes,
Mhm.
that sugary water that keeps it alive for 3 weeks.
I think as a kid, we did it.
Mhm.
And then when we found out you could buy like a fake one,
Mm-hmm.
we did that. But Trump in Iowa, Northeast Iowa, through the snow
Mhm.
to cut a tree, it's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
No one enjoys it. The idea is that like, oh, it's so awesome.
Mhm.
No, it's not. Little red truck. That's what this is. I almost just swore. You're indoctrined by a picture on like Norman Rockwell-esque little red truck with a Christmas tree in the back, and everybody's happy.
Mhm.
That ain't true.
No, we're still miserable
Yeah,
inside.
frozen.
We were having a conversation of like, well, maybe we should cut a real one down one time. Why? We have everything. We would have to buy a separate stand
Mm-hmm.
to do this.
Right. And separate lights. I'm sure your fake tree is pre-lit. right?
Exactly, Gimpy.
So you have to get the string of lights, maybe the ornaments you wouldn't have to buy, but the stand, the lights, the water.
Yep.
I don't want that responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I already have the responsibility of getting everything out of the attic. I don't want this as well.
Oh, God.
I got to check it every day.
Yeah. And I've heard the only thing it does is they smell nice. Is that true? I don't know. My grandmother had always had a real tree in her house. And I don't remember ever smelling it.
They do, but also they spray them.
Right. At the Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of just the dead needles that you have to.
You ever stepped on one? Not a good time.
No,
not very festive.
No.
I mean, I do say his name in celebration.
Right.
What's worse, that or a Lego? Stepping on a Lego.
Probably the needle, because I could, if I'm looking, I'll see the Lego.
Mm-hmm.
And we had carpet, so it'd get embedded in the carpet. So like in July, you'd find it.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys tinsel users on your tree?
We were, man.
Oh, that is the worst.
Again, the Christmas tree, so stupid. Like we would cut the tree down, put it, we'd cover it in tinsel. We'd buy this stuff and it would go everywhere and the static clean. And then guess what we do on December 26th? Hub that son of a bitch to the street. Christmas is over. Bah humbug.
Yeah.
This was before you were like, oh, we can, as long as it doesn't have tinsel, you can put it in the lake for fishing, right? Like it was before any of that.
Yeah.
So you just shove it. So you'd look down the street and there'd be hundreds of Christmas trees. Yeah. It's insanity.
I don't know if they still do it here in town, but it's like a week after Christmas where they do a burning of the trees. A burning of the Christmas trees.
Also weird.
Yeah, which I think that's pretty awesome. Everybody brings their old dead ass tree around, and then you sit around this giant bonfire and sing Kumbaya or what the hell.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You heave it, you wait till they start, or you come back in a week when they're ready to start it, because when it's real good and dry.
Yeah.
And then you go, all right, let's go. It's time to go home. I said now, damn it. Hardly a good time. Yeah, Christmas traditions are awesome. So what's the one you have to do no matter what? That you will start a fight in your house if you don't put out the grandma's stocking or that one ornament that you have to have.
Do you have a special ornament? Either one of you?
I got lots of them and I stopped putting them out.
Why?
What? Yeah, that seems weird.
Because one year, one of the kids broke one and I felt horrible about it because they're hand painted by one of my closest family members. My mom's sister.
Not your mom's sister?
My aunt. Yeah.
Well, that's not the closest family. That's like an aunt.
Yes. Who I grew up very, very close to.
So they're better in a box.
And yeah. Well, for now, until my kids are grown. And I can trust them, handling them.
The old adult argument that I never do that. Adults drop ornaments all the time.
Truth.
They get broken. Accidents happen all the time.
But if I do it,
kids,
I don't have to be mad. I can be mad at myself. I don't have to be mad at them for dropping it.
You also don't have to be mad at them because accidents happen.
Be careful.
So,
but I'll never get that back because she's dead. And so, it is very special. So
to sit in a box for no one to look at.
Yeah.
Until the kids are like 20.
At least I still have it.
In a box, not looking at it. Till you're like, where's that box with all the ornaments? And oh man, we left it. Damn it, we left it at the old house when we moved in the attic.
Nope, I still have it.
Yeah, I do not, Gimpy. I have some ornaments that have memory attached to them.
Right.
No, like I have these 3 wise men that hung in my grandmother's house that her grandmother made for her. And then they hung in my mom's house, and I have them now. And I'm not a big nativity 3 wise men guy, but it's pretty cool to think that how many Christmases that has been a part of.
For sure.
And then I have this, my great grandmother, another on the other side, painted Santa and Mr. and Mrs. Claus on 2 separate. You ready? This is very festive, very Christmassy. Again, Christmas traditions are weird. The only reason I have it is because just the idea of how many Christmases it was a part of. And that is Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus separately painted on tar tins.
Tar tins.
Before, like the 5-gallon bucket of tar that would come back in the day, you would tar the roof, and it's got the metal clasp that you would bend over. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting.
But it's, like perfect Santas. impressive painting, right?
Yeah.
But I put it up because I'm always like, this is a tin for a can of tar.
Right.
Right. But that essentially is your Christmas tradition.
Yeah, there was, for my great grandparents, there
Mhm.
was no Hobby Lobby.
Right.
You know, there was you'd have another thing we had was, we had this Mr. and Mrs. Claus that my grandmother made.
Okay.
And she bought the doll head, bought a doll head or took it off of a doll, and then made Santa and Mr. and Mrs. Claus, made their glasses, made the hats and everything. But guess what the body was made out of? A Joy soap bottle.
That is awesome.
Right? You made your
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
decoration. So for me, having that up there, which the Three Wise Men was also handmade,
Right.
is like, these are, not only were they a part of so many Christmases in my family, but also it's a reminder that you don't just get to go to at home and buy whatever you want.
Right.
For sure.
Because your old lady, she's like, all right with she doesn't look at me like, ugh, God damn, I got to get these stupid ass Mr. and Mrs. Claus tins down.
She may, but if she was like, I don't want to put those up, I go, okay.
All right, fine.
Again, I'm focused on no dog.
Those are the priorities. in
Yeah.
life. Well, how about a cat?
We talk about pick and choose your battles. I'm picking that battle. I will literally turn over on every other battle.
That's hilarious.
That
As
way,
long as you don't get a dog.
no, that way I can dig in on that one and they go, well, he did let me take down the Christmas things. I've been a part of his family for generations.
The many sacrifices you make for the
He must really not want a dog if he's willing to take down a generational Christmas token.
That's awesome.
Right? It's about
Yeah.
building a case.
Got it.
It's a chess move. It is not a checkers move.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not spilling the beans here. She knows.
Right.
All right. We want to know from you, what's your diehard Christmas tradition? A case of Peroni beer could be yours. We just want you to text to us, BMMS, and what's your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS in space, and then whatever that is to 82945. We come back, News Quickies, headlines only.
Nonetheless, moving forward, 918 Elevate, Day Spa Dispensary, 918 Elevate.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
Dispensary.
That is correct. Corbin's in a lead, 3-2. One Love Wellness, Day Spa.
Corbin.
You got to pick it up, Lindsay. Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, One Love Wellness is indeed a
Wow.
dispensary. Yes. Corbin killing it right now. Lotus Blossom,
Corbin.
Day Spa or Dispensary, Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Ah, you are wrong, my friend.
You
Lotus-
might need to.
Lotus
Okay.
Blossom is a day spa. Go ahead, Google
I
it.
know there's a dispensary called Lotus.
There's one called Lotus Gold, not Lotus Blossom. See, and that's the fun part about this game because they can be
somatic,
they're
sure.
so close. All right, Indigo, day spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
That is a dispensary.
Indigo, Lindsay is a day
Yeah.
spa. So
bummer.
far, it's 4-2, Corbin's lead. Hand and Stone, day spa or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
All right, Lindsay, you are correct on a comeback.
I've been there.
It's a 50-50 guess.
Right, of course. All right, Rosebuds, day spa or dispensary?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
I'm going to go dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct. Rosebuds is a dispensary, tied up 4-4. Jade Wellness Center, day spa
Corbin.
or
Lindsay.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a wellness, or that is a day spa.
Corbin. Jade Wellness Center is a dispensary. Still tied 4-4. Deluxe, day spa or
Corbin.
dispensary? Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin, you are incorrect. Deluxe is a dispensary. Nature's Kiss.
I think that's both, actually.
Who knows? This is just the
Yeah,
information that
who
was
cares if it's
given.
accurate?
All right, Nature's Kiss, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct, my friend. Corbin just made 5-4. Aqua Viva Oasis, day
Lindsay.
spa or dispensary? Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay is correct. All right, so we're tied up 5-5. Fig Medical, day spa or dispensary?
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin, that is incorrect. Fig Medical is a day spa.
I was thinking because like sweets,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
like sometimes you know it smells like
You're
a fig.
thinking medical marijuana.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right. Whew. All right. Remember, this is for a big prize at the end of the
Sure.
at the end of the game here.
Sure.
You are going to love the prize that I have
Leftovers.
chosen. for you.
Leftovers.
Right, it's a
Okay.
roach.
Right. Right.
Bong
And not
water.
the one you smoke.
It's the crumbs.
Laura Apothecary, Day
Lindsay.
Spa or Dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay is incorrect. The
Yeah, it's a
Laura
spa.
Apothecary is a day spa. Lucky Garden, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That's a dispensary.
Lucky Garden, Corbin is a day spa. So far, we got 6 to Corbin and 5 to Lindsay. The Health Center, Day Spa or
Oh,
Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin, yes.
That is a dispensary.
That is correct. You sound like you've been there before.
To me, the name was just so obvious. There's no
Right.
way you're going to call an actual spa that.
Right, the Health Center. Supreme Heights, Day Spa or
Corbin.
Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin would be correct. All right, so we're looking at 8 to 5, Lindsay.
Okay.
All right, we're down in the home stretch of this thing. All right, the Enchanted Cottage, Day
Corbin.
Spa or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
Corbin is incorrect. That is a day spa.
Why are people calling here asking if we have weed?
Got any specials on an ounce, man?
It's called Enchanted.
Wildflower, Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a dispensary.
That is incorrect, Corbin. Wildflower is a day spa. All right, Clover Patch, Tulsa, Day Spa or
Lindsay.
Dispensary. Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay would be correct.
What's the score?
6 to 8, Corbin's
Okay.
lead. All right, the Merry Mind, Day Spa or
Lindsay.
Dispensary. Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay. The Merry Mind is a dispensary. All right, the Relax Station, Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
That is correct. Corbin is up 9 to 6. Path to Wellness, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Dispensary.
Lindsay, Path to Wellness is a
Oh,
day
I'm
spa.
sorry. I thought you said packed.
Oh, yeah. Was that the
wellness.
problem?
Uh-huh.
I thought you said packed.
Sure, yes. Let me enunciate a little bit more, shall we? All right, let's see here. Heirloom, Day Spa or Dispensary. Heirloom, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin.
That's a dispensary.
Corbin, Heirloom is a day spa.
Mm.
You're still in the lead, 9 to 6. He's okay. Tulsa Garden, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Day
Spa.
Spa or Dispensary. The Tulsa Garden is a day spa. Good job, Lindsay.
Score.
We're looking at 9 to 7, Corbin's lead. Bella Roma Medical, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin. Bella Roma Medical is a day spa. Stonebrook, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Yes, you are correct, Lindsay. We are now 9 to 8, neck and neck. Who is going to win, Day Spa or Dispensary, and walk away with a big, big prize? Stone Age Meds, Day Spa
Corbin.
or Dispensary. Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. The Stone Age Meds is a dispensary. Uptown Wellness, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Corbin.
Corbin.
That is a spa.
Corbin. Uptown Wellness is a dispensary.
Really?
We only got 2 left here.
Okay.
All right. So we got a chance to tie it and a breaker if we can do this. All right. Pura, Day Spa or
Corbin.
Dispensary. Corbin.
Dispensary.
Corbin is correct. Pura is a dispensary, puts him with the win, 10 to 8. I'll go ahead and give you the last one, see if you can guess it. Stonebrook, Day Spa or Dispensary.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Spa.
Lindsay would have been correct, which wouldn't matter because it's 10 to 9. Corbin is the big winner. Congratulations, Corbin.
What'd I get?
You want to know what you got?
Yeah.
My friend, I tell you, you have won my leftover potatoes. That's right, Corbin. I had
Listen,
dinner last night.
I love it. That's awesome, man. I'm actually kind of hungry, so I think that's a fantastic
This is
gift.
perfect.
And you're not a horrible cook,
No.
so that's great. But, I just think it's just an honor to win. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lindsay. She put in a valiant effort.
Listen,
And,
Corbin,
I just appreciate the competitiveness. And, I'm just one guy on a team, and we're just a team trying to make the thing happen. And, it's an honor to be a part of the Ford Truck Series and anything I can do to make this Hilton Hotel team do the best I can.
well, Corbin, I'm glad that you accepted and decided to give your prize of potatoes to the loser of the game, but that's not all that you're going to win. All right.
So not only do you get my leftover dinner from last night, my potatoes and a little bit of steak with some cheese on top, I'm also going to hook you up with a 6-pack of Twisted Tea. Set right up front because nobody wants it. So I grabbed a pack and you get to take it home with
Again, you put
Twisted
zero
Tea.
effort into the prize.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just real grateful that this Hilton Honors team did the best they could, and we'll make sure part of the Ford Truck Series continues. So I'd like to give it to my second place. His second isn't winning. So
All right.
Twisted Tea is a great beer fridge for guests.
Right, right.
item.
Well, congratulations, Lindsay. You got yourself some old mushed potatoes and some warm Twisted Tea for losing on Day Spa or Dispensary.
2 Subway employees shot over too much mayo.
okay, I was like sandwich or
Yes.
tunnel.
In Atlanta, police responded to a shooting at a Subway location inside of a Circle K. Reportedly, a customer became irate when too much mayonnaise was squirted onto his sandwich. That's when he allegedly opened fire, hitting 2 female employees, one of which was fatally wounded, and the others...
We are giving away beer for friggin' A Friday. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS and what that is to 82945. Case of beer for you. Send that text so you can be in the running. Right now, News Quickies. On Fridays, we do just the headline and put the full story on our Facebook page, facebook.com/BMMS69.
It's time for News Quickies, world news, local news, and news that just makes you say, what the Now here's Corbin, Gimpy, and Lindsay with what's going on. News Quickies from the Big 9 Morning Show at 97.5 KMOD.
29-year-old adds 4 inches to height after $125,000 surgery.
All that for 4 inches, huh?
Yep.
Dude, you clearly don't know 4 inches can make a world of difference. His self-esteem has skyrocketed. I'm sorry. His self-esteem has risen.
Couple tries for 4 years to get pregnant. Doctor points out it was anal sex.
Okay, I'm calling the story.
Yes.
As someone who went through infertility with my wife, let me rephrase that. As someone who was a part of another person who we were going through infertility, at no point did the doctor ask how we were having sex or ask me to demonstrate.
It's a fantastic read, though. You got to read the story.
I will.
It's good.
City council candidate who didn't vote for himself loses by 1 vote.
That's why you always vote for yourself.
Always. Miller High Life wants to make your home smell like a dive bar for the holidays.
What if it already does? First I was like, I'm all right with that. But then I'm like, it probably already does anyway.
I'm just curious how they're going to get the smell of depression and sadness
That stuff comes naturally.
and loneliness.
Right.
And vomit.
Study finds people with pimples are less likely to be hired.
Yeah, because you look like a kid.
Right.
There's this new stand-up comedian going around. He's like 23. He literally looks like a 12-year-old boy.
Really?
Like the nerd from what's the show the movie we love with DJ Qualls.
Oh, which one? The new guy or
No,
Road Trip? Euro Trip.
Road Trip.
Okay.
Euro Trip is
Other
different.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, Road Trip. He looks like that guy.
That's fun.
Woman posed as homeschooled 14-year-old to molest middle schoolers.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. What a sicko. Woman shocked when pet chickens freeze in place for 2 minutes.
I've seen the video. I mean, they're just chickens standing still. I've seen that on the TikTok. It was like, how do you know that we're in the Matrix? And she's feeding her chickens and they just, okay. All right.
I'm not up to date on chickens and why they do what they do. Sure, there's a logical explanation.
I'm sure there is. Serena Williams says rubbing breast milk on your face is good for the skin.
I've heard that.
I don't
too.
believe her.
I just go straight to the tap.
I've heard it.
Rub the tap on my face.
Woman gets unemployed benefits after spending 11 days on hold.
Oh, damn. 11 days? I'm not spending 11 days on hold. I give you maybe an hour at max.
I mean, if I have some questions on how you spent 11 days on hold, that means for 10 nights,
Right.
they just were like, let it go, it's fine. And then finally they went, okay, hello.
Like it never disconnected her. Like the office didn't close and like
Yeah.
she didn't
She stayed
shut
up.
down.
She stayed up that whole
She
time.
didn't stay up 11 days.
Just waiting on hold.
She didn't stay. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, I understand that how deep the queue had to have been.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if I'm somebody in that state, I got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we need to update our system?
Right. What the hell is going on?
How
here?
does this happen?
Grilled ice cubes. Hot new specialty street food in China.
I'm going to go with it isn't frozen water.
What do you think it could be then?
Maybe some sort of thing you eat, maybe fried that, or some gelatinous thing that has frosty taste in it, like a mint,
Okay. Okay. I could see that then.
because you can't grill ice cubes.
Well, you could, but just for a second, though.
They'd have to be pretty big.
Yeah, just for a second.
And the grill marks look stupid.
Why would you want grilled ice cubes anyway? I'm on a diet. Doctors invent a word for when you're feeling meh.
Is it meh?
Meh. How do you feel today? Meh.
Paraguay official resigns after signing agreement with fictional country. feels like the right thing.
Right. Absolutely. 4 simple ways you can increase the size of your manhood.
Well, I got to read the article now.
I don't need that article. Next.
Right. Is that and the guy with the 4 inches the same article?
Right. Are you reading redundant articles?
Attorney claims cocaine makes him a better lawyer.
Fastest deposition ever.
Yeah, right.
Apple's smart ring technology may not be limited to just fingers.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Last one, Lindsay.
All right. Connecticut bus driver accidentally eats gummies containing THC and passes out on the highway.
Mhm. Accidentally.
I'm sure it's the first time he's done that.
Yeah, I'll just take a little bite. It'll be okay. It'll be
I just had one.
right. One 500 milligram gummy.
Why do I feel like I
God.
should be participating in the Special Olympics? What's happening?
Oh, God. Man faces 41 charges after a month-long crime spree. Bum, bum, bum.
Hospital worker who had sex with more than 100 corpses over 15 years went undetected due to serious, quote, failures.
100 corpses over 15 years, huh?
That's more than 100 corpses.
Oh, I was going to say 100 over 15 years doesn't seem like a lot.
I mean, it's
One
2 a year.
seems like a lot.
1.3 a year.
Right. Right.
That's
1
1.3 more than I ever want to be a part of.
Right.
How many would be acceptable? Like you feel like it should be on
on par with over a 15-year span?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, at least there's these 12 months in a year, 4 a year. If you're going to have sex with dead bodies, I think 4 a year is acceptable. I mean,
Acceptable.
well, I mean to for the span
Yeah,
of
get to it, man.
15 years. I mean, it was
And he
like,
stumbled, folks. Can he get up off the ropes? Yeah.
To each is their own.
Maybe he just has a type.
Right. He
On
has
top of a type.
He has a certain taste.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to ask that question.
Save that for Tuesday.
All right. All these stories are on our Facebook page at facebook.com/BMMS69. We want to know, what is your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS and what that is to 82945. We'll give away beer coming up. And you're supposed to pop their necks and throw them in one of the cages, and then they get collected later, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes no sense. I'm sorry. Cancel me. I don't know. I'm just saying that's the way it worked.
Uh-huh.
Some of us, not me, would throw the chicken into the industrial fan. That chicken into the industrial fan, which are those big. Boom, 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 boom.
No, not me.
Have you seen my throws?
I would never do. Listen, Pepsi bowling champ of the 8th
That's
grade.
not throwing.
You got to throw a ball.
It's rolling.
Whatever. You rolled that rooster on into the fan.
And it kind of like the point being is it would stall the fan wouldn't just keep running.
Right.
Right? Like it kind of would.
Yeah, bog down a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that happening with an airplane engine?
You would think.
You would think. But if that's the case, if something that ends up getting sucked into the engine is automatically going to shut the engine off, that would not be a good idea for a plane. Because ducks, geese, birds, Superman, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the movie where they landed the plane in the Hudson, that's what that was about.
Yeah. So if it was going to, shut off anytime something flew into the engine, well, they wouldn't be on the ground or they wouldn't be in the air.
And what type of plane are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
A big one, a small one.
If it's a regional airport,
seater?
it's hard. No, it ain't a big one. But anyway, crazy.
Yikes.
Got to take a break. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. That was 30 years ago.
And did you get any of the guts on you?
What is it?
No,
you
book
looking
checks
at
out.
a statute of limitations here to see if it's okay?
Totally.
Let's throw
I
your
didn't say okay.
cocks in the fan. Come on.
This says, I'm about to get divorced from my wife of 10 years because I made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, slept with some woman, and almost immediately the guilt took over me. She has told me it's over, but I have to try. What can I do to get her to give our marriage a second chance? 918-460-KMOD. Bmms. Then whatever you think he should do to 82945. Let's entertain the idea. What are some things he could do? How about a vacation?
Ooh.
You and me, let's have a vacation. Let's go to some beautiful exotic place and talk out my inability to keep my penis in my pants.
Yeah.
Having kids usually fixes that situation.
That maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to do that.
Vacations are nice. Absolutely.
Can you work on a
But-
problem on a vacation, Lindsay?
I don't think so. Because
This
once
isn't a
you get
problem. This is a
back-
crack in the foundation.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because once you get back, everything's right there, Yeah.
What are some other
And-
things he could try?
I think he
Entertain the
begs,
idea. No
goes
bad
on
ideas.
hands and knees and
Begs?
begs. What do you want me to? I will do anything you want me to do.
Yeah. Horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody, right? And this is why. Because you want to fix it, you have to come up with ideas. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
You want to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to tell you how to fix your problem?
Mm-hmm.
Not just this, any scenario, if you have to go to the person and be like, tell me what I have to do to fix this, then you shouldn't be in it. It's a horrible way to get into a conversation with somebody to try and rectify a problem. Because it means you don't know. You haven't even entertained ideas.
Right.
How about a candlelight dinner?
That's
It's not
good
enough.
and gravy and all, but the distractions there, man, you're not going to be able to enjoy your candlelight dinner. You're not going to be able to do much of anything fun, a vacation or anything like that, because there's a giant elephant in the room.
Again, we're just trying to convince
Mm-hmm.
for a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
What about a spa day?
Sure. I'll go ahead and let you spend your money on me so I can go and feel better.
Yeah, is he
about
going to
myself.
send her on a spa day? I think he needs to go to her and definitely he needs to know from her what she expects from him,
I don't think.
what he wants her to
Come
do.
on,
What-
Lindsay.
yeah,
Come
no.
on. Come on, Lindsay.
Taking
Come on,
her-
Lindsay.
What?
What he expects of her.
What
Don't have
she
sex with
wants him
other
to do.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what the expectation is.
Absolutely. But he's done it. He's done the damage.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
talking about a
He's done the
second
damage.
chance.
Exactly.
So what do we're just talking about crazy ideas.
Yep.
Commit to
Yeah.
an idea, Lindsay.
Yeah. So going on vacation, sure, it's nice, but now he gets to go on a vacation too. It's almost like, I don't know if I want to go on a vacation with you right now.
Hall pass. You want a crazy idea? Give her a hall pass.
There,
Give her
yeah.
an opportunity to even Stevens this thing.
Mhm. And she doesn't have to tell him about it. Ever.
Well, no, she knows about his, so I feel like it has
It's
to be
only
even.
fair, yeah. Yeah.
If it's even, it's even.
No.
Why do you not get to tell anybody?
Maybe she doesn't even take him up on it. He'll never know.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Let him wonder. Did she or didn't she?
yeah. Usually works.
Hey, usually does.
Yeah.
Withholding information.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. We are giving away beer for friggin' A Friday. What's your die-hard Christmas tradition? BMMS and whatever that is to 82945. Liz is on the line. Good morning, Liz. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Liz, what's your die-hard Christmas tradition?
Well, I kind of just started recently doing it, but growing up, my grandma used to make popcorn garlands.
Okay. Like, okay. So you pop popcorn in the microwave?
Yes.
Butter?
No.
So you do the no flavor, there's nothing on it.
Yeah. I
And,
have 2 cats.
and
So
okay.
it's more likely to eat it. Yeah.
So you take a thread and a needle and you'll
Yeah.
sit there for an hour, 2 hours.
Way
At
longer.
least, it was like at least an hour. My back was hurting.
How much popcorn do you have to pop to make
I had to
popcorn
pop
garland?
2 bags. I had to pop 2 bags. So I have a 4-year-old and 2 cats, and my daughter had to use the restroom. And literally, I was gone for 2 seconds, and I came back, and my cat had the thread in his mouth.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a disaster, but it worked. It worked out.
Does the cat get into the tree to eat it?
I caught one of them. There was like little nibbles. I was trying to keep it up high enough where they couldn't get it.
Do you guys eat the popcorn after it's been on the tree?
Oh no.
Are you going to save the garland and reuse it next year?
No, I'm gonna toss it.
It'd be all shriveled up. And
Yeah.
weird, like,
The
Okay.
reason they used to do it in the old days is they didn't have Rubbermaid containers to put everything in to put in the attic. So you just threw it
I don't
away.
think I would still stick it in the
Oh, okay.
Rubbermaid.
Right. I'm just saying, like, did you
Mm.
do alternating cranberries or anything like that?
No, that's actually not a bad idea though.
That's what they used to do. Or maybe some buttons.
Ooh, I like the button idea.
Glad I could help. Gilby, tell her exactly what she's getting.
Well, your die-hard Christmas tradition just earned you a case of great-tasting Peronis. That's Italian for beer. Back to you, Colton.
Liz, thank you so much for talking to us. Hang on the line so Gimpy can get your info, okay?
Thank you guys.
All right, have a great weekend. We've got to do our football picks because we're in week 14. And the first one we have Lions and Bears. Lions are 3.5-point favorites. So what do you got, Lindsay?
Lions.
You just don't stick with your team, do you?
I-
You're like, I don't want to lose.
Right, exactly.
Gimpy?
Lions all day, bro.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Seahawks and 49ers. 49ers are 11-point favorites.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 49ers.
Niners all day, man.
I'm taking the Seahawks on that one. And then Chiefs, Bills. This is a game at Arrowhead that Chiefs are 1-point favorites.
Chiefs.
Yeah, the Bills are kind of sucking it. So, Chiefs it is.
I'm taking the Chiefs, man. I think the Bills are on the verge of implosion, more implosion. Apparently this week, the head coach gave a speech telling the team we got to work together and think about the 9/11 terrorists and how they had to work together.
What?
You think I'm kidding?
Dude, that's effed up.
No
Yeah.
way.
That is
No
messed up.
way.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is there
Hey.
audio?
Any
No.
demonstration of teamwork. Yeah.
Like, what's the thing they did that?
How do you know he said that?
It's
That
in the news.
crazy.
I read the
That
news.
is crazy. Oh my goodness.
They had to have teamwork to get that done.
Oh my gosh.
Lots
They
of
had to come
communication.
together.
He
Yeah.
is out of his mind.
Yes, but he's trying to that's like they're trying to figure out how to get the team together, right?
I
Wow.
cannot believe
Wow.
he said that.
I can tell you.
He's lost his mind.
I can tell you exactly what he said if you give me just a second here,
Please
because
do.
it's so amazing
Wow.
what
My
he said.
mind is blown right now.
Yeah, I mean,
That
Listen, it may be obscure, but he illustrates a good point. You know,
oh my
I'm
Which is
just saying.
goodness.
which is
I mean, it takes teamwork. You know, like you said, everybody's got to get together to pull off a massive plan. So if we want to I don't agree with it, but I understand where his head is at.
it's interesting that you'd have to go to 9/11 to teach the importance of teamwork. One of the quotes is, "Look how perfectly orchestrated these attackers are."
If he could have said, if we want to beat the Chiefs, we need to play like the Chiefs.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good analogy. It's hard to get the other team to get excited up to play the team that you're going to play by using them as the example of teamwork. You probably could have gone with many other maybe
Sure.
maybe the 101st Airborne. I don't know. Like,
Right. Wow.
yeah, it's so. I feel like they're on the verge of implosion. Literally, the team could rally around this.
Yeah.
Like this, because they're getting obviously a lot of negative attention,
Mhm.
or it could just continue to be holes in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah.
They've fired their offensive coordinator. They've been off for a week. Did the offensive coordinator make some changes to kind of make it his own? I expect you're going to see a ton of run game. Can they get Josh Allen in a rhythm? Because that's been a big problem for them. Is Josh Allen the problem? He can't get in his rhythm, right? So I think this team's they've got more problems than the Chiefs do, and I think the Chiefs got a lot of problems.
Yeah. The Patriots kicked off a week 14 with a 21-18 upset win over the Steelers on Thursday Night Football in Pittsburgh. Bailey Zappi passed for 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception to help New England snap a 5-game losing streak. In other week 14 action, the Bills are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive as they visit the Chiefs in Kansas City. 49ers look to keep pace in the NFC as they welcome the Seahawks to Santa Clara. Sunday Night Football features the Cowboys battling the Eagles in Arlington. Week 14 wraps up with a Monday night doubleheader.
He told the entire team they needed to come together, but then sources on hand say he used a strange model, the terrorists on September 11th, 2001. He cited hijackers as a group of people who were all able to get on the same page to orchestrate attacks to perfection. One by one, McDermott started asking specific players in the room questions. Quote, "What tactics do you think they used to come together?" A young player tried to methodically answer. "What do you think their biggest obstacle was?" A veteran answered, "TSA."
Oh, God. God damn.
Wow. Again.
And the
mind
award
blown.
for the most shocking thing goes to.
Yeah. The
Wow.
Bills head coach.
Wow.
Anyway, the Dolphins.
Listen, I don't think it was very tasteful,
No.
but I'm not as twisted up as a lot of people are, right? It's a horrible event that happened on our soil, right?
Mhm.
It's horrible. You don't need me to tell you that. But it's not like he said kill babies.
True. Might as well have said kill babies because there's babies that died in 9/11.
That's
Corbin.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
He should not have said it. I'm 100% on board with that. I'm just not as angry about it as some people are.
Wow.
Mostly because I want to beat the Bills, but
Right.
Yeah. And the Dolphins host the Titans in Miami while the Packers visit the Giants in East Rutherford. And that is your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great maybe. Right. Bathrooms, though, clean that ass up if you're having company come over.
another one, overstaying your welcome.
Right.
How long? What's the good amount of time to stay at someone's house?
Depends on what the activity is.
Yeah.
Let's say dinner.
Oh, okay.
Couple hours.
2 hours after dinner. After 2 hours.
So you show up at 6, 8, get out.
Because now it's time for the family to wind down
Yeah.
and start doing their own nightly routine.
And I think it depends on who it is too. Like you always know, I think, depending on which friend it is.
Snooping.
Oof.
Yeah.
Going opening the cabinet
Yeah, you
to
don't
look
do
through the
that.
medicine cabinet. You feel like you give the vibe that you do that.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, it's not an insult. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it gives a vibe.
Why? What gives
Because you're
you that
nosy.
vibe?
You're very nosy.
What What makes me nosy?
Well, you'll walk into a room when a conversation's happening going, wait, what are we talking about?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You love knowing other people's gossip?
Yeah. I'll watch those gossip shows.
No, I'm talking
They're
like
there
personal
for-
gossip. I'm not talking about TV shows.
Yeah. If we're here, I don't want to miss out on anything for sure.
Yeah, that's nosy.
Yeah.
Bringing an uninvited +1.
Yeah. Because now you're forcing the other people to like entertain somebody they don't know. It just makes
Right.
everything
Or don't
Yeah.
like.
exactly. And it's not your place to be inviting somebody else over.
Feeding their dog.
Huh? Oh, like table scraps or something?
I think that's what they mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't imagine you'd be like, where's your chow chow so I can put it in the
Mhm.
bowl? Yeah. Some people do that. Some people think that because they feed their dogs table scraps or popcorn or whatever,
Yeah.
that they can do that with your dog.
That's good that your dog's stomach has adapted to that. But now you're going to make your friend's dog crap all over their house because it's not used to that.
Showing up empty-handed.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, do I have to bring potato salad every time I come over?
No?
Exactly.
No, I always take something.
Yeah. I always take a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Always, always.
All right. I usually got my medicine on me, so that just works out perfectly.
Yeah, but that's not extra, right? Like you said, it's like
I
offering
don't-
him a cigarette.
Right. I don't have to share with you, though. That's the thing. I don't have to.
Yes, but you're not going out of your way is the point, right?
Listen, I'm the guy that goes to Walmart and gets the cookies for the potluck that we're having here at work. Okay. You expect more from me?
Yeah, I think if you go to someone's house and they're making, like, let's just say dinner still,
Mhm.
you got to take something.
Yeah.
I did. I brought
Even
my
a
appetite.
dessert or wine, whatever.
Yeah.
Something.
It's just manners, Gimpy, right?
Right. Yeah, sure.
No?
Listen, y'all invited me over. Okay, cool. I'll come over and have dinner. That's all right. Doesn't mean I have to bring a bottle of wine or a 6-pack or a bottle of anything for that fact. That's that. Unless you say so. Hey, BYOB, bring a bottle, bring a side item. We'll get the main course. That happens to me a lot. We got the main courses. Come on over for barbecue, whatever. Bring a side item. All right, cool. Tater salad it is.
I've never gone to someone's house
Mhm.
and like looked around and said to myself, "That's so dirty here."
Oh,
Ugh,
wow.
what do they have lives? Right? I don't go, their sheets, they didn't even make their bed. I don't do all that
Oh, I bet you
Really
have.
down my
No.
nose at you.
because life happens.
Mhm. Depends on the level of the filth, right? If you walk into somebody's house,
If you're
and
a
it looks
hoarder?
like hoarders, yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to your house. I already
Yeah.
know you're a hoarder.
But this is the first time you didn't realize that they were disgusting people or hoarders until you walk into their house,
oh,
right?
no. You
You
can read a
totally
hoarder a
thrown
mile
off
away.
guard.
No, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
Hoarder.
Yeah, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
You just tell by the way they dress, their lack of showering.
Or by their vehicle.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, right? I think absolutely.
Mhm. But you still don't say anything. You just kind of watch where you sit down, maybe scooch the newspapers or whatever,
Yeah.
paper plates with leftover pizza rolls on them and hang out for a little bit. And I got to go. I got it.
If I'm going to
Kids.
judge, I'm judging, like, I'm going to judge the food.
Mm.
So I'm not going to judge, like, hey, your bed wasn't made.
Mhm.
No.
I'm going to judge, oh my God, you served Brussels sprouts or whatever that is.
Right.
I'm not going to get all like, ugh, you didn't clean for my arrival.
Right. Right. 'Cause you're right. Life happens,
Life
especially
happens.
if you've got small children.
Oh, and you're having a dinner party.
Right. You can expect toys to be all over the place. Now, there's a difference between, a little clutter, kids don't know how to pick up their toys, and your house looks like Ross, dress for less. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would think if you're hosting a dinner party, you would want to clean up,
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think.
but that's not necessarily true, especially if you're like, hey, come over tonight, we're having pizza.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza feels like there's no cleaning happening.
Yeah, it's okay to have your laundry still piled up on the back of the couch from like 4 days.
You
No.
should at least pick it up and throw it on your bed,
Yeah.
right? Give me a place to sit.
Right. Just move the panties over. It'll be fine.
It's always like, I've gone and I stopped getting in the car with this person when I went to get in their car and they're like, hold on. And they had to like unload a bunch of stuff from the seat and the floorboard into the back seat so I could sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you invited me to get in your car.
You should have had that fixed up beforehand.
Or just don't invite me into your car.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right? If you don't have a place for me to sit, what are you doing inviting me over?
I just like the company.
I'm not a charity. Yeah. So that would be, I'm judging food. What do you judge? What's your judge when you go to someone's house? If it's
Cleanliness.
like cleanliness?
Probably, yeah. Especially if you're having a dinner party.
Yeah, I might do that too.
Uh-huh.
Gimpy?
Definitely cleanliness. Now, it doesn't have to be sparkling like you walk in and everything's ting, 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 No. But if you're inviting people over, dinner party, or just to hang out and have a smoke sesh, you might want to just kind of pick up the bulk of
Smoke
things
sesh.
first.
You're so
right?
bougie.
Yeah.
You're going over get high and you're like, man, the house was so dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty.
Well, yeah, if you gotta, you can't put your soda down or your water down on the table because it's littered with empty cans.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
talking about, man.
Yeah.
Go get a damn trash bag.
But
Clear off the tables and it'll be fine.
Yes.
I'm not saying you have to run the vacuum.
Right.
All right. Just don't make people come in and be like, oh God. Oh. God. And furthermore, Susan, if it smells a little bit, just spray something. Just spray something in the air. You don't want to walk into somebody's house and get hit with a brick wall of stank. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be careful too. Don't go crazy, right? If you're unloading half a can of Lysol,
right. You're
obviously
covering up a
something
smell.
Yeah.
right?
Which will reveal itself in a
In
little
due
bit.
time.
Yes.
It's not permanent.
It smells like wildflowers and ass
Yeah. Is it Febreze?
Mhm.
and mold.
Febreze is literally advertised to cover up stink,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
which means you have a problem if there's stink in the
Yeah.
house. What about a toilet bowl that's got a pink ring in it?
I'm not judging that.
Gross.
It's pink mold.
Yeah.
It's mold
Gross.
Yeah.
in the toilet bowl.
Yeah. That's okay.
Ugh.
Now, I mean, there's a difference between is there sitting urine or like, Mr. Hanky, is he taking
Skid
a little
marks.
swim right there?
There's some rubbing is racing.
Ugh.
Right. Like,
Gross.
previous person was a freckler. I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Dude, that happens, bro. That happens in everybody's house. I'm hoping that you would, at least go in there and take that little brush and whirl around a little
Yeah,
bit.
but you didn't.
You didn't exactly. But I mean, it is what it is. Everybody poops. Everybody has that, whatever you may need a knife for. It's okay.
Bidet, dude. Bidet. Bidet.
Right. I get it. That cleans the
Say to 82945. We're giving away beer. What you need to do is send a text, answer this question. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? We'll go around in the room in a minute. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. 'Tis the season for Shiner Holiday Cheer from Moody's Jewelry and KMOD. If you hear a rocked up or jacked up Christmas song, you'll score a 6-pack of Shiner Holiday Cheer beer and a $100 gift card from Moody's Jewelry. I actually got the Moody's catalog yesterday in the mail, and a $100 gift card could go a very long way. But you're instantly qualified for a $2,000 upgrade from Moody's. So be listening for that holiday song and win from KMOD.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Good morning, Corbin. The 2024 iHeartRadio Alter Ego concert's going on in January in Anaheim at the Honda Center. You can see the Black Keys and Bush, Giggity. I hear you can sign up to win a trip for two at the website that rocks, KMOD.com.
All right, giving away beer, friggin' A Friday. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? A case of Peronis could be yours. BMMS and whatever that is to 82945. Lindsay, what's your diehard Christmas tradition?
So we actually do put the glass pickle in our Christmas tree. And we've done this since I was little. My grandmother has put one in her Christmas tree, and then my mom put one in her Christmas tree. And as it goes, it's whoever finds the glass pickle in the tree gets an extra Christmas present.
So I always set one aside, something small.
Who hides it?
I do. And I always end up having to rehide it on Christmas Eve after everyone goes to bed, because they always try to look for it ahead of time, even though they're not supposed to. This year it's different because we have an extra Christmas tree up.
So do you put 2 up?
Nope. I think I'm going to put it in the new tree this year and really stump them.
Some drama
Yeah.
in the Bauer household.
Make it tough. But the legend has it, and I'm not sure if I really believe it, but it was said that during the Civil War that there was a soldier who was a prisoner, and he was pretty much dying of starvation, and he had begged his prison keeper for a pickle, and he had felt sorry for him, and he gave him a pickle.
What does that have to do with Christmas?
Right? I don't know.
And hiding it in a
At
tree.
Christmas time.
Right.
And he wanted to save the pickle. So he's like, I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to hide it in this tree and I'll come back later and I'll eat that pickle.
Yeah.
He was like, do you have a pickle?
Yeah. So the guard had given him the pickle, and when he took pity on him, and it gave him enough energy to survive. Yeah. But
There's also another version of it that has to do with a barrel of pickles.
Okay. I did not know this.
Yeah, St. Thomas saved some boys that were in a barrel of pickles.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard that one too. But what I believe is in the 1880s Woolworth stores, they had made all these ornaments, and it was just totally a marketing scheme, to sell Christmas ornaments. Then they came up with hide the pickle in your Christmas tree, and they started that tradition.
Huh.
Yeah.
What are we
Way
going
more
to do with all these
believable.
pickle ornaments? Nobody's going to buy pickle ornaments.
Mhm.
Sure. Come on. We'll make something up.
Exactly. That's exactly what I believe.
And now pickles are flying off the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's weird to have another reason to give somebody a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do the boys ever get jealous of like whoever, like the other two get jealous of the one that found it?
Oh, yeah.
Was it up for grabs for anybody and everybody or just
Yeah.
kids?
Anyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what if your old man goes in there and finds the pickle?
Then he gets the gift. It's
Doesn't
usually
he already know where the pickle's at though?
no.
Okay.
No.
It happens as you get older.
Right.
It's harder to see.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely.
What's your diehard Christmas tradition? A case of Peronis could be yours. Gimpy, what's your diehard Christmas tradition?
I have to open presents on Christmas Day. None of this BS Christmas Eve opening gifts or a week earlier. I had an old lady, hell, I had kids with her, that they would do that. They would like open them a week early. I'm like, what's the epic point?
Week?
Why a week?
Because they just couldn't wait. I want to get excited to see all those presents underneath the tree. I want to unwrap them right
That's
now.
not a good.
No, that is a slippery slope. Starting them on like Christmas Eve, right? Yeah, let's just open one gift. Just one gift, please. Can we open one gift? And then you open that one gift and they're like, oh, that was so much fun. Can we open another? Can we open another? And the next thing you know, all your presents are open and you've got nothing to open up on Christmas Day. I am a firm believer. And this goes with birthdays as well. But I'm more apt to give you your birthday present early, like a day early, as opposed to on the day. But I really try to stick to it. Things like this happen on the day, on Christmas Day. You get up early or whenever. You don't have to get up early, but you open your presents on Christmas Day. To the point, I have nobody in my house. I have no wife. I have no kids. My kids are all grown up. They're living on their own. Some of them got their own kids to take care of, right? It's me, 3 dogs, 6 ferrets, an iguana, and a roommate. That's what I have in my house. I have wrapped presents for myself so I can get up on Christmas and open up a gift on Christmas Day.
You bought and wrapped presents
I haven't
for
wrapped them
yourself.
yet, but yes, I have bought presents for myself and I'm getting some things for my roommate. Okay. So we can, I can carry on that Christmas tradition, even though there's, I don't have the traditional family in my house. Yeah. And then all the presents for like my kids and my brother and his old lady and all that. Christmas Day when we get together for our little family holiday.
What if they have plans where you can't see them on Christmas Day?
Well, then they're just going to have to wait until the day after or whenever they can.
So then it's okay to open it
afterwards, but never early.
Never early.
Never
so like
early.
You can only get together a few days before.
If we can only get together a few days before, sorry, I'll figure something out. I'll
So-
get them to you.
It's one of those interesting asterisks about you is because you're such a passive guy. But for this, you're ready to
I'm on it.
put your stake down.
Absolutely. Plant my flag, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just one of those things. Growing up, we never could. We asked Mom and Dad, hey, can we please just open up one on Christmas Eve? Just one. Nope. You have to wait until Christmas Day. And I have carried that on through the times that I did have, family in the house or whatever. And even now, I'm like, nope. You gotta wait. I like my Christmas presents this year. I think I did pretty good.
I'm with you on, hey, you should open Christmas gifts on Christmas Day, but I am not a fan of traveling around to 85 different houses on Christmas Day.
Right.
And so to me, I'd rather travel around to all those houses before and have Christmas Day at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
we'll shuffle stuff around to try and do that.
I get it. Play a little Santa Claus, go from house to house, deliver a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
If you give a gift to somebody ahead of time, or like, can they open it right then, or do they have to wait till Christmas Day too, Lindsay?
I think they can open it right then. They don't have to wait.
Mm.
Because you want them to open it in front of you, don't you?
If we're having like a Christmas party or
Yeah.
something and there's a gift exchange, absolutely. I'm not going to make my coworkers wait until Christmas. Hey, you FaceTime me Christmas morning.
No.
That's awesome. That's a
and
good idea, actually.
I want to see it when you open it. Don't open it right now. No, I wouldn't do that if it's a company Christmas party or something like that. But when it comes to family, it's like, come on. Or if there's times that we'll get together with friends and have like a little dirty Santa party, you know what I mean? Then that's okay. But when it comes down to immediate family, not intermediate, but immediate family, wait until Christmas Day.
Yeah. I don't really care, except for like my immediate family.
Yeah.
Me and the girls, like, we open gifts on Christmas Day. I don't dig in on all that. Even on birthdays, like,
it's okay if you open up an early birthday gift.
no, like my daughter, we just had my youngest birthday. We had her party ahead of time, right before her birthday.
Right.
And she obviously got to open all the gifts that people brought then. And then she wanted to open gifts before her birthday,
Yeah.
which we were like, if you want to open them, that's fine. But there will be no gifts then on your birthday.
Right.
You're not going to get more gifts. It's your birthday. If that's how you choose to celebrate it, I'm not going to indoctrinate you.
Right. See, and I think that okay, if you have a party like that, everybody's bringing gifts or whatever, go ahead and open those up. If you're celebrating ahead of time, not on your actual birthday. But when it comes to the family time, I'll have a little something there for you. So you can have, I think it's very important for kids and people in general to open their gifts on that special day, be it your birthday or Christmas. It's just a certain feeling that you get.
Sure.
At those times.
Yeah.
That you open them up on those days. And I think that if you open them up early, it spoils it.
Yeah.
It spoils it. It totally takes the magic away from those special days.
Yeah. So I guess my thought is on that. I don't disagree with you, but I guess my thought is that have you ever opened them not on your birthday? Because that could also feel special. If you've always only opened them on your birthday, you don't know what the other feeling is.
I guess you're right.
And then the other part is it's a learned lesson.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them learning it.
Okay.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't get that caught up on it. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? A case of Peronis could be yours. Bmms and whatever that is to 82945. My diehard Christmas tradition, and this has to do with my birthday being a week after Christmas, 7 days, is that all those decorations have to be down by my birthday.
That's fair. That's fair. So you're not carrying Christmas into February, St. Patrick's Day.
I just feel like it makes sense to get it over with before January 1st. My wife comes from the attitude of, it brings us joy, let's leave it up as long as possible. I come from the attitude of, when Christmas is over, now it's a task waiting to be done.
Right.
right? The tree with no presents under it. Like, I look at all the stuff going, we got to get this packed up.
Right. I'm going to get my living room back the way it was. Lindsay, how long do you let your decorations and your tree
be vulnerable.
Up?
Go.
Yeah. See, I see both ways because I do I see it as, it's a chore to put it all away. But also I see Allie's side too. Like, it does bring us joy and it does look really nice. I like to have everything put away by no later than the 5th of January.
That's fair.
No later.
I don't think that's a big deal.
No, as long as you're not carrying it into, like I said, February, August.
Yeah, because it does. I mean, to bring in the new year, the holiday decorations do look nice.
Yeah,
and festive.
Yeah. Do you decorate for other holidays?
Usually with the kids will make stuff in art class, like for Valentine's Day and stuff, and I'll put that stuff up.
So you don't decorate for Thanksgiving, for Easter, for Halloween?
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day.
No, not
so.
St.
Let's
Patrick's
just use
Day,
Halloween then as an
Halloween,
example.
Yes.
When do you take those decorations
The
down?
next day.
Really?
Usually,
Why? Do they not bring you
Because
joy?
then
Are
I
you
put
not
up-
enjoying? Do they not make it feel decorated?
No, because after Halloween is over, then the Thanksgiving stuff comes out. More of the fall decor.
Oh, okay. When do you take the Thanksgiving stuff down?
By December 1st, usually.
But they don't cross over. You don't cross over. You don't mix streams.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think for some reason Christmas is the only holiday where we're like, yeah, just leave it up longer.
Yeah.
Right.
All the holidays bring joy,
Mhm.
but it's to me when the holiday's over. Now all I see is a hammer, a nail that needs to be hammered. That's all I see. Because I'm like, it's got to get, and it's such a task.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's whatever, 10 bins and 2 Christmas trees and all this other crap. It's a day project.
I think Christmas stays up the longest because we put so much effort into it. I think that's the one that we spend the most time on decorating for.
Also, the longest decorations. It's up the longest before the holiday.
Absolutely.
More than any other holiday.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Most people don't put up Halloween until, a couple weeks out, sometimes October 1st. Everybody's got a different variation of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not me, man. But by my birthday.
Get it out of here.
And I ain't doing it on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Right.
That day is kind of like a pseudo day as well.
Yeah.
Because that's a holiday as well. I mean, people are gearing up, all that other stuff.
So if they wanted to put up Christmas earlier, would you be okay with that?
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
How early, though? Like
We
right after Halloween, November 1st?
We let my youngest decide because her birthday is always around Thanksgiving, because she's on the 27th.
Uh-huh.
So depending on how that Thursday falls,
Got it.
we let her decide because I don't want her thinking this is trumping her holiday.
Mm.
Okay. Give her a little something
point.
extra
Yes.
special.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So if she was like, yeah, let's put it up this week.
Yeah.
Typically we put it up right after Thanksgiving at some point
Okay.
or a couple days before because we're off. It's easy to do.
Absolutely. I am a Christmas tree decorations December 1st, no earlier.
Again, another stickler.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Because, Halloween, and you got those people that go straight from Halloween into Christmas. And I'm like, you got to get past Thanksgiving first, people. Come on. Come on.
We want to know from you, what's your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS and whatever that is to 82945.
You're listening to the Big Mad Morning Show. This is Tulsa's Morning Show. 97.5 KMOD.
Isn't always another man's
I mean,
treasure.
overwhelmingly, you gave us garbage. Thought we'd do a little fill in the blank news. I'll read part of a headline, leave part of it out. If you can guess the blank part correctly, good on you. First one, Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll. Mattel introduces blank Barbie doll.
That's fun because they got so many different ones now. They've got prosthetic Barbie. They've got slightly overweight Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie.
Pregnant Barbie. I'm trying to think of the other Barbies that I've seen at the store. They
Think it's
got
a-
a handy-capable Barbie in a
Yeah.
wheelchair.
Think it's a transgender Barbie?
Wouldn't surprise me. We'll go with trannies.
If you've seen the movie, Kate McKinnon is a breakout character in the movie. Weird Barbie from the hit movie Barbie is getting its own doll. The doll, inspired by Kate McKinnon's character, and is complete with a pink baby doll dress, short, spiky blonde hair, and pink and blue highlights, squiggly forehead line, and a circle around her eye. Announcing the doll on Instagram, Mattel wrote, Barbie knows what it's like to play just a little too much. The Barbie movie has earned more than $1 billion at the global box office, making it the first film solely directed by a woman to ever cross that mark. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins. Funeral Home is offering blank-themed coffins.
I saw this and I thought, okay, come on now.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
In
good number Marvel Barbie themed.
You nailed it. Nailing
Well,
the
that
coffin.
ruins the
What would
entire
you-
time limit that we have.
What
left
would
here.
you want your coffin to look like?
Not Barbie.
Well, neither would I, but that's what people are supposedly paying for. Barbie,
But you're not
pink.
Barbie fans.
I am.
Right.
I love Barbie. But
Sure.
do
Do you
I-
have anything Barbie themed in your home?
No.
Okay, then
Absolutely not.
but that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is that it would have to be something you're a diehard for.
Yeah.
Right. Mine be like cannabis themed or something like
Yeah.
that. PlayStation.
Barbie Mania continues to sweep the world. One funeral home in El Salvador has boarded the Barbie bandwagon in a big way. The Alpha and Omega Funeral Home in Achapan is offering a pink Barbie-themed coffin for people who want to take their obsession with pop culture sensation to the afterlife. Each of the metal caskets is decorated with stars and features lining imprinted with pictures of Barbie. One of the spokespeople says, we have to jump on this trend, adding he's already sold 10 of the coffins. It's been a success. The coffin is the latest bizarre Barbie merchandise to be released in Latin America, which has also seen products such as Barbie lunchboxes, pink tacos and pastries, and even Barbie-themed airplanes. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank. New Jersey, only state where drivers can't blank.
Driver. Right. That's every state. Can't honk their horn. Okay. Yeah, noise ordinance. Can't get out of your car with a can of spray paint the person behind you.
Can't pass other drivers. Can't
Okay.
use the express lane.
Okay. All those sound like good ideas.
New Jersey is the only state in the U.S. where drivers can't pump their own gas.
Huh.
It comes as lawmakers in Oregon voted to end the ban on self-serve gas, and Governor Tina Kotek signed off on it, ending the state's 72-year ban. Gas stations across New Jersey have pushed for lawmakers to lift the ban, which has been in effect since 1949. They say self-serve gas would allow them to lower the price.
Absolutely, yeah. I wonder why that's crazy. That's crazy. I thought, those days of somebody else having gas station attendants were pretty well over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one in forever.
There's one here in town.
Is there?
Yeah, Reed's over
Oh,
on...
yeah, Reader's over there off 15. Okay. But it costs you extra. And
Of course it does.
I don't like it. Yeah.
Blank are coming to Jeopardy. Blank are coming to Jeopardy.
Nerds.
In there.
Right. Average people. There you go. The bottom of the class is coming to Jeopardy.
Right. Reruns.
Oh, I could see that. Like on a game show network or something. Playing the old episodes of the Jeopardy.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 80s and stuff like that. So we still get our taste of Alex Trebek and that wonderful stash.
The fro, man.
Oh, yeah.
When the new season of Jeopardy premieres, there'll be some changes as the writer strike continues. During an interview on the Inside Jeopardy podcast, that's a thing. Executive producer Michael Davies revealed that the show will use a combination of material from our WGA writers wrote before the strike, which is still in the database, and redeployed material from multiple seasons of the show. The new season will also have a second chance tournament showcasing players from the 2020-2021 season. Look for new episodes of Jeopardy to premiere in September.
Okay.
This strike is causing a lot of problems. I didn't know the writers wrote the stuff for game shows.
I didn't either, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Somebody's got to write it.
Yeah. So what are they going to do? That's why CBS is going to have Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have Survivor, Amazing Race, and Big Brother on all at the same time.
Right, because those don't require writers.
Yes.
Huh.
Or actors.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
So they will have them. That's never happened before. And we watch all three of those. So, and they're on so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're going to keep up. That's a wife problem. Which makes it my problem. Almost half of Americans aren't eating enough blank. Almost half of Americans aren't eating enough blank.
Fruits and vegetables.
Green vegetables.
Red meat.
Oh, I think we are.
Pastries. Americans aren't eating enough pizza.
It's a movement I can get behind.
Right.
Italian pasta.
Let's see. Americans aren't eating enough tapioca
Okra.
No one would ever say that.
Mhm.
pudding.
Americans say they love apples, oranges, and bananas, but 43% admit it to not eating enough fruit even once a day. According to a new survey, it found that 52% confess to not eating veggies on the reg. To get the nutrients they need, they may be missing. 51% drink at least one smoothie a week.
Wow.
How often do you eat vegetables, Lindsay?
Vegetables daily.
Okay, say more.
With dinner every day. It's
Every day you have vegetables with dinner.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like a portion of vegetables, not like, hey, the pasta has tomatoes in it.
No, we have a portion of either something. It's either a green bean, it's either Brussels sprouts, asparagus. Those are the three staples in our house.
Gimpy?
Yeah, same thing every day.
Every day.
Every day. Every day it's a protein, a meat of sorts. Okay. And then usually taters of some kinds, be it mashed potatoes or, scalloped potatoes, something to that effect. So meat, protein, carb, and then a vegetable every day. That's the three things on my plate. I have recently, went to the store the other day. I was like, you know what? I haven't had fruit in a damn coon's age. So I went to town, got a bag of grapes and some watermelons and, other stuff like that.
I eat fruit every day,
Mhm.
but as far as vegetables, if it's in the Hello Fresh, yes.
Right.
But not, and maybe if we're grilling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I make it a point every time I get groceries to get like 4 or 5 things of frozen vegetables,
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah.
You said mashed potatoes, and I just don't count those as vegetables.
No, they're not. Raw potatoes or whatever, like a baked
Starch.
potato would be all right. But
I mean, if you're going to count a baked potato, you should be able to count mashed potatoes, and you should be able to count French fries,
okay.
right? Because it's all potatoes.
Right. It just depends on how it's cooked or whatever. Yeah.
If you eat fried green beans,
Mm-hmm.
you eating green beans?
Technically, but it's deep fried.
If I have fried
Delicious.
mushrooms, that's not the question. Isn't how they're made. If you
Yeah.
have fried mushrooms, are you eating vegetables every day?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're still getting the vegetable that's inside that breaded goodness.
Yeah, but you're getting
Again,
extra
it's not
calories. I
Yes, but if
guess.
you have broccoli and cheddar, you don't discount that you
Right.
didn't eat broccoli.
Right.
True.
So yeah.
Cover it in cheese sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly good for
Yes.
you.
It's delicious though.
True.
Last one. The age blank stopped being fun. The age blank stopped being fun.
Age blank. The age of 69. Giggity.
The age staying up late stop being fun.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't make much sense, but okay.
I don't know.
The age gap.
Drinking too much or excessive
Aged
partying.
cheese. Aged wine. Think of other things that are aged.
The age when blank stopped being fun. According to a question online, at what age did life stop being fun? Thousands of people have responded so far, and a lot of the answers are upbeat, with many saying they haven't reached that age yet. Some folks also say life didn't get fun until they got older, and some say it's never been fun.
Wow.
Oh, those poor people.
Lindsay, what's the age when life stopped being fun?
It hasn't stopped. I think it gets better.
Gimpy?
No, it does. It changes, it shifts, but it never stops being fun. It only stops being fun if you let it stop being fun. Like those people that say, It's never been fun. I was born and I've been miserable ever since. It's those people, right? So I'm with Lindsay. I don't think it ever stops.
For me, it's getting more fun as I get older. But there's a scene in the new season of Reservation Dogs, and in it, the aunt is talking to one of the kids who had run away to California and came back. And in the scene, she talks to the kid about like, hey, you're expecting this other shoe to drop that you get older and things just suddenly change. She's like, that never happens. You're still the same person you were at 4. I'm still the same person I was at 12. The difference between those times is I just have a ton more baggage.
Right.
And that baggage weighs you down. And I was like, damn, that's truth.
Delta flight forced into emergency landing by passengers' diarrhea. A 350 aircraft was 2 hours into a transatlantic flight from Georgia to Spain on Friday when the pilot asked to come back because of the fecal fiasco. They said, this is a biohazard issue, the pilot said to air traffic control, recorded from the liveatc.com. It was shared to Twitter. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta. The identity of the passenger remains a mystery, but the passengers and crew were transferred, and flight DL-194 finally made it to Barcelona at 5:10 p.m. the very next day, 8 hours later than scheduled. It's not known if the passenger who had the diarrhea
on the air. What is your name?
This is Jamie.
Jamie, how are you today?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. Jamie, what category do you want? Numbers, percentages, or averages?
Good percentage.
Percentages it is. It's 5 questions from Gimpy. Just answer them the best that you can. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
J-Man, what percentage of Americans currently use marijuana? What percentage of Americans currently use the marijuana?
Right, 50.
50%. Half of America is high on the pot. All right, Jamie, what percentage of Americans have tried marijuana at least once?
75.
75. Jamie, in 2017, what percentage of 12th graders claimed to have smoked pot in the past year? In 2017, what percentage of 12th graders claimed to have smoked pot in the past year?
30.
30%, he says. Jamie, there are what percentage more marijuana smokers than tobacco smokers? There are what percentage more marijuana smokers than tobacco smokers?
Well,
what was that?
30%.
30%. All right. Last one here, boss. What percentage of Americans say that regular alcohol use is more of a health risk than regular marijuana use? What percentage?
65.
65, he says. All right.
And what side of the fence would you land on, Jamie, of smoke marijuana?
I'm okay with occasional use of it, but I don't like these people that are high all the time.
People that are high all the time, right? All right. Lindsay's back in the room. 5 questions. Percentages is the category. You ready, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Lindsay, what percentage of Americans currently use marijuana?
I'll say 29%.
29%. All right, Lindsay, what percentage of Americans have tried marijuana at least once?
36%.
36%. All right, Lindsay, in 2017, what percentage of 12th graders claim to have smoked pot in the past year? In 2017, what percentage of 12th graders claim to have smoked pot in the past year?
9%.
9%, she says. All right, Lindsay, what percentage, there are what percentage more marijuana smokers than tobacco smokers?
Oh.
There are what percentage more marijuana smokers than tobacco smokers?
13%.
13%. Last one here, Lindsay. What percentage of Americans say that regular alcohol use is more of a health risk than regular marijuana use?
I'll say 50%.
50.
Jamie, how do you feel about her answers? Do you think she was did better than you?
I'm not sure. She went a lot lower than I did.
Yeah, well, let's find out. 5 questions, percentages of the category, ticket to see Vince Neil live at the Hard Rock on the line. Gimpy.
The question is, what percentage of Americans currently use marijuana? Jamie said 50%. Half America is high as hell right now. Now, Lindsay said 29%. The answer is 16%.
Lindsay got that one right, but don't worry, Jamie, she has to get 3 to stop you from getting those Vince Neil tickets who will be at the Hard Rock on January 12th. Question 2.
The question is, what percentage of Americans have tried marijuana at least once? Jamie said 75 of them toked on the devil's lettuce at least one time. Lindsay said 36%. The answer is 45%.
Oh, Lindsay got that one right. Now, Jamie, she only needs 1 more to get those tickets. Question 3.
Question is, in 2017, what percentage of 12th graders claimed to have smoked pot in the past year? Jamie said 30% of those kids. And then Lindsay said 9% of those kids. The answer is 24%.
Nice. Wow. Jamie, you're on the board. You've got 1. Lindsay's got 2. Question 4.
Question 4 here. There are what percentage more marijuana smokers than tobacco smokers? Jamie says there's 30% more. Lindsay says there's 13% more. And the answer is 50% more.
Look at that. Now you're tied, Jamie. You and Lindsay each have 2. It's coming down to the final question for those tickets to see Vince Neil at the Hard Rock on Friday, January 12th.
The question is, what percentage of Americans say that regular alcohol use is more of a health risk than regular marijuana use? Jamie said 65%. Lindsay split it down the middle. She said 50. And the answer to what percentage of Americans say that regular alcohol use is more of a health risk than regular marijuana use is 72%.
Jamie, congratulations, man. You're getting those tickets to see Vince Neil at the Hard Rock on Friday, January 12th. Hang on the line so give me get your personal info, sir.
All right, man. Don't get too excited now.
Well, just likes to be calm.
Hey, that's good. Calm under pressure, man. Good for you, Jamie.
Speaking of calm under pressure, what's your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS and what that is to 82945. When we come back, we're going to give away a case of Peroni. BMMS and what's your diehard Christmas tradition to the phone number 82945.
Police department said the victim is currently being hospitalized and he went into the emergency room on his own. Wright was charged with felonious assault and weapons under disability and is currently being held at the county jail.
I mean, that's one of those, like the headline, he was shot in the face. Can you guys log in? You wouldn't be able to like move. So It must be like a glancing,
like grazed his
face.
Grazed
his face?
Something like that.
Okay.
And when you look, I'm looking up this place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go in there. Just by the outside of it looks like, one, they're still in business. It looks pretty run down based off the outside of the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope that's not one of the answers.
There's no way there's not drugs running through this place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not surprised somebody got shot in the face outside of this place, to be honest with you. It looks like it carries that type of clientele.
Oh, man.
These girls are sad.
That's her nipple.
Yeah.
That's her nipple right there on Facebook.
Yeah, there's definitely meth running through this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And just plain potato chips?
Yeah.
Just plain potato chips, huh?
I mean,
some Lay's maybe, some of those kettle chips. I got it.
the kettle chips are the best.
Have you had the what is it? The High Point Bay or whatever, the one with the lighthouse. And they have waffle ones that are so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Waffle potato chips.
Okay.
Oh.
So good. Their wavies are solid too.
Okay. Not much of a tater chip fan, to
I'm
be
not a
honest with you.
wavy or Ruffles, really. I like, no.
Ruffles are too much ridges for me.
Yeah.
I'm more of a wavy guy.
I'd say you hold all that dip in there, though, man.
Yeah. I know it sounds, because the Ruffles are too dense.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much byproduct there.
Too much tater in my chip.
But kettle chips, oof.
Yeah. That's
Salt and pepper. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Disneyland guest arrested after stripping naked on a ride. A Disneyland guest is facing charges after being naked on It's a Small World.
Oh, God.
Local authorities escorted the guest off the Anaheim, California property Sunday afternoon. Disneyland resort officials told the media the guest got off the ride while it was in motion, and park operators stopped it when they found out about the situation. Videos and photos on social media show the guest without clothes walking through the sets. Anaheim police charged the man with indecent exposure and being under the influence of a controlled substance, which made me think of some of the other rides that are available because it's a small world. You can make your own joke. Here are some other rides that you maybe would not like to be naked rolling through. Splash Mountain,
Okay.
Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz's Astro Blaster,
Ew.
Yeah.
Snow White's Scary Adventure. These are not porns that Lindsay will be mentioning at 9, maybe. Rocket Rods, Critter Country,
I think I know her.
Adventures in Winnie the Pooh,
Ew.
Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, and Astro Orbiter. These are all rides that maybe he could have picked that also would have a weird thought in your head as you did when you heard It's a Small World.
It's a small world and they're children. That's what makes it
It's the
weird.
weirdest ride ever.
Wow.
And super outdated. During the holidays, I was talking with my mom and my brother, and they couldn't believe my kids have never seen The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
I'm like, why would they? Why would I show them this movie?
because you're forcing it upon them. You had to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's damn near 100 years old or
Right.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but they'd be like, look, it starts in black and white and ends in color.
Yeah.
Well, it's color in the
Even
middle
worse.
and then back to black and white.
Yeah. And they just were they could not believe it. I'm like, It's a Small World is in this boat too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, they did do some updates to the
Oh, I'm
A
sure.
Small World. But
Yeah, the new
it's
they
still-
dusted the costumes off.
Right.
Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. See, now that's a
What?
headline. This happens in Maryland.
Hats off for the rhyme.
Yeah, right. See,
Mhm.
that was
That
that's-
was a good headline.
You told me you
Kill
just
and
pointed
grill.
out a missed opportunity, and I was like, "Well, I got one too," so I just
Yeah.
changed it real quick.
I love it. Well done.
Mother and daughter kill and grill grandma. What happened was this happens in Maryland, where police were sent to the home of a 71-year-old Margaret Craig for a welfare check. Margaret hadn't been heard or seen of from the last couple of days. All right, well, for a couple of days because they think that this all happened towards the end of May. So the police go over there and they do the welfare check, and that's when they can smell the decomposing body coming from a basement. Okay. So they go down there and they search, and that's where they found 3 different plastic bags with human remains in it, rotting away in the basement. So the story goes that Margaret accused her daughter, who is 44 years old, Candace Craig, of credit card fraud. So that led to an argument betwixt Margaret and Candace, which led to Margaret's death. Okay. So flash forward a little bit. They say that the 19-year-old daughter of Candace, a woman named Celia Hardy, found the body of Margaret in a plastic bin and then decided to help dismember and dispose of the body. They believe that the 2 women used a chainsaw to cut Granny's body up and then threw the body parts on a grill and a bonfire in attempts to burn and destroy the body parts. Either way, they searched the house. They say that the remains were so badly decomposed that you can't do a physical identification of the body. So they're hoping, and they're 98% sure that DNA testing is going to come back and say, yeah, this is definitely Margaret. Nonetheless, both women were arrested. Candace is being popped for Mayor Dare, and then Celia.
Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. Friggin' A Friday. Giving away beer, a case of Peronis. We've always done on KMOD, giving away beer. We want to know, what's your diehard Christmas tradition?
Friggin' A Friday!
BMMS and what that is to 82945. Looks like Mariah's on the phone. Hi, Mariah. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
It is Mariah, right?
Yes.
Mariah, what is your diehard Christmas tradition?
So, our diehard Christmas tradition that we do in our house is we do a movie and a themed dinner for 25 nights of Christmas. And then on Christmas, they all get Santa sacks. Like everyone in the house does.
So when you say you do a themed dinner and 25 nights of, like you do 25 different movie nights or you do 25 different dinners?
We do 25 different movies with dinners. Like one night is like Santa, and then we do or like Santa Claus coming to town, and then we'll do like a dinner that goes along with it.
So what kind of dinner would go with that movie?
I don't know what exactly would go with that one, but they have like a bunch of ideas on Pinterest. So like we did Elf on the 1st of December, and we did like Emily spaghetti, but like hold the syrup. And then we did like M&M candies and like cut out little snowflakes like they did on the movie.
and everybody looks, how many people participate in this?
So it's myself, my husband, and then our 4 kids. We have they range from 2 to 12, and they all like to do it. Like it may be like a gingerbread house that they do instead of like extra snacks. So, yeah. And then they get their popcorn candy with it. So.
Sounds awesome. All right, Gimpy, go ahead and tell her exactly what she's going to get.
In Corbin's house, their die-hard Christmas tradition is hide the pickle, which involves a jar of petroleum jelly and the largest pickle Corbin's comfortable with. Here's a case of Peronis. Back to you guys.
Baby Gherkin. Hang on the line so Gimpy can get your personal info, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere.
You don't like the Lindsay-sized pickles, huh?
I don't like those giant ones, man. That
at the ballpark.
Oh God, what's the deal?
Well, Corbin says here that Hunter Biden has been indicted on federal tax evasion charges. Special counsel David Weiss charged the younger Biden on Thursday after a grand jury indicted him on 9 counts, including 3 felonies. These charges, including failure to file and pay taxes, tax evasion, and filing false tax returns. Prosecutors accuse Hunter of failing to pay at least $1.4 million in federal taxes from 2016 to 2019. It says here that the UNLV shooter was reportedly a college professor. Sources say that the suspect was 67 years old. That's a lot of S's. He was a 67-year-old career college professor who had unsuccessfully applied for the job at the school. Las Vegas Metro Police Department Sheriff Kevin McMahill says that the suspect sent letters to 22 various university personnel across the country before the attack. He also had a list with him that contained the names of faculty members at both UNLV and East Carolina University, where he had previously worked. The shooting started shortly before noon on Wednesday on the 4th floor of the UNLV Business School building. In addition to those killed, 1 person was critically injured. The gunman was killed by authorities.
Have you seen the video when they kill him? So he starts chasing. If you know the movie The Town, when Jeremy Renner's character chases the John Hamm around the car,
all right,
that's pretty much what happened, except the police officers then returned fire and killed him. And this guy, I don't know how this guy wasn't on radar, right? Because he had sent letters with talcum powder to other professors across the country, super infatuated with, I think, the BT killer.
Okay.
Like, this guy should have been on radar.
Wow, but he was
Let
not.
me rephrase that. I'm led to believe that people who do certain things put themselves on a radar that exists for someone to watch.
Yeah.
And I would assume he would have been one of those people.
And you assumed wrong, sir.
Clearly.
It says here that Baldur's Gate 3 wins Game of the Year at the Game Awards. The Dungeons and Dragons game Baldur's Gate 3 was the big winner at the Game Awards 2023. The annual event celebrating the best gaming was held last night in Los Angeles. Baldur's Gate 3 won 6 awards, including Game of the Year. Another big winner was the horror game Alan Wake 2. Never heard of it, which won 3 awards, including Best Art Direction. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 was nominated for 7 awards, but won 0.
Like what is it? Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3 have that this Marvel's doesn't. Because you would think, Dungeons and Dragons is a pretty big franchise.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, but Marvel is too.
Yeah.
Like, do people go, that's BS, man? The art direction
right.
on Marvel's what?
Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Lights out. Lights out.
Was nothing compared to Baldur's Gate 3.
Huh.
Yeah.
Or did someone go, yes?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure there's a bunch of nerds doing that.
And did they see sales skyrocket from that?
Probably.
I would think, right?
Probably.
I wasn't going to get it, and then I heard they won.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get it. Let's see here. Lastly, City of Jinx announces new projected opening date of Simon Outlet Mall after several delays. The City of Jinx has updated its projected date of opening the Simon Outlet Mall to August of 2024. City of Jinx Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Heather Turner says this will bring new businesses and hundreds of jobs to the community. She also mentioned with the mall opening in August, it'll allow residents to do their back-to-school shopping within the city limits.
Totally going to have a Tommy Bahama outlet.
God, I hope so.
An Oshkosh Bagosh.
Okay, I know where to get my overalls now.
You think we already have one?
An outlet?
It's already pretty inexpensive.
I don't think you're following, girl. This is an outlet mall.
I know.
So we're not talking about the commoner store.
Yeah, right.
We're talking where people know to go get a good deal. It'll be a Converse, some sort of Eddie Bauer.
I hope there's a Nike outlet.
Nautica.
Oh. Maybe there'll be a Levi's.
Coach.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it.
On
Maybe.
the Coach or the Levi's.
Maybe.
Coach.
It feels like all outlet malls used to be a place you would go and they were really nice.
Yeah.
Like in terms of deals.
Yeah.
Now I feel like they're all the same.
Yeah. We used to go, that's where we would go to get our back to school clothes. I got a really nice London fog jacket from an outlet mall once.
Remember when we took the trip down to Oklahoma City to that outlet mall?
Yes. It was an outlet mall.
I'm glad they're building that there.
Mhm.
That development in that area is great for those people, and having another place to shop is awesome.
Yeah.
I hope they get something that makes that place unique.
Yeah. Well, either way, it sure beats traveling to Oklahoma City because that's what the next closest outlet mall.
True dat.
Used to be Stroud
With
until,
outlet.
Nader said nay.
Right.
Nay.
Right? No. So glad to see. We'll see that. I'll go. I'll definitely go.
For sure.
Former Jacksonville Jaguars employee is accused of stealing more than $22 million from the team. According to documents filed this week in U.S. District Court, Amit Patel exploited the organization's virtual credit card program from 2019 to 2023. Among the items Patel purchased were 2 vehicles, a condominium, and a designer watch worth over $95,000. Patel started working for the Jags in 2018 and was fired in February of this year. His most recent title was Manager, Financial Planning and Analysis.
Ooh.
I know. And he oversaw the franchise's VCC program.
So apparently his lawyer submitted a thing that says his client has a severe gambling problem. You think?
Yeah, right. No kidding. And that is your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste, 96 calories. You know when you break an arm or a leg. When I slipped on the smallest patch of ice in the parking lot, there was an audible pop. That happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I knew that I'd broken my leg.
Mm-hmm.
When I broke my tooth on vacation, there was an audible pop.
Yeah.
That allowed me to know that I broke my tooth, that and the tooth, fell on the floor, whatever. So when that happened, there was an audible pop that led me to believe that, like, oh yeah, this is definitely like I said, it wasn't broken or anything because there is no bone to break. It hurt. It hurt. And it was out of commission for a couple of weeks. And I sighed.
Sure.
But you're right. I didn't go to the doctor and be like, doctor, I think I broke my Peter.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that break bones
Mm-hmm.
and don't know they've broken a bone.
Right.
Right.
There are players, football players, that run on broken legs
Mhm.
and don't know that they're broken until later.
Okay, so to me, broken and fractured are two totally different things. Like a hairline fracture, a small fracture, you can still perform with a fracture. But like when I broke my leg, it was broke, floppy doppy.
Yeah.
There's no way I could stand on it. You know what I
Penile
mean?
fracture is this term.
Yeah.
But people say the same thing.
Yeah, say it's
Fracture and broken,
Mhm.
kind of, unless you're a medical doctor using it looks like you have a fracture
Mhm.
or you have a broken arm.
Right. So with
Because
that,
doctors talk serious. That's why this
Right.
voice works.
so when it comes to the penile fracture, I just said, most people can work through a fracture, a hairline fracture. There's no working through that one. That's just too sensitive of an area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how does it get fixed? You just ice
Just
it?
time.
Yeah. Like a lot of breaks. Like
Yeah.
if you broke your foot, you just don't do it. You just have to be careful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You still have to walk.
splint on it.
The cast.
Yeah,
Oof.
Right.
Not something I'm signing up for.
Right.
And having it removed. Pass. Hard pass.
Right. Where they break out
Soft
that
pass.
saw. Yeah. It won't cut you. Not taking a chance there, Doc. Teen arrested for setting hotel fire after fighting with mom. This also comes out of Florida, Ocala, Florida, where I guess a 16-year-old girl got in a fight with her mom at like 3:30 in the morning and then goes down into the lobby and sets a sofa on fire. So the police and the ambulance and the fire trucks, everybody comes out, all these emergency crews or whatever. All 320 residents of the hotel, all the guests were evacuated at 3:30 in the morning.
The witching hour.
So the firefighters came in and they're battling through the smoke-filled lobby, and they find the fire, the source of it. The couch is on fire. They put it out with their little water can. They say that the damages cost a couple of $100,000 to this couch, and the wall that was behind it totally scorched, burnt up. Pictures are on our Facebook page. They ended up arresting the girl. They didn't say what the girl and the mom were fighting over, and they didn't say what led to, her wanting to set the couch on fire. My guess is probably just angry teen and probably had some alcohol involved in there somewhere. That's just my theories on it. Nonetheless, they went ahead and arrested her for arson, and the investigation continues.
So many things on this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let you get your luggage. Like you went out of the hotel and then they're like, you can't go back in.
Mhm.
Right.
So you got to go find a place without your stuff.
Right.
Wallet probably.
Right.
Credit cards probably.
Maybe your phone.
And so all you're in is your skirt, your tidy whities or whatever.
So you're talking about the 320 guests that were evacuated. They did let them all go back in. All the guests were allowed to go back into their room and go back to sleep after it was all said and done.
I'm shocked by that because
Yeah.
the sprinkler system has gone off,
But just
and it flooded the floor.
the lobby area, though. Just the first floor and that lobby area. Anybody
Still feels like danger, Will
2 through
Robinson.
9. Oh, I totally get you. Smoke damage, smoke inhalation,
Mhm.
whatever. I was surprised that they let them all go back in as well, but that's what they said.
Dude, I was unaware that sprinkler systems in a building go off by floor.
Yeah, I thought it was all
All
automatic
at one time.
everywhere.
Yeah. Maybe this is a different one, but the story did say that they let all 320 guests or everybody that was evacuated go back to their room later on that morning, probably about 5:30 or so. Still, 3:30 in the morning, you woke up, you're probably on vacation.
Sure.
You gotta evacuate everybody, go meet in the parking lot over there by the fourth
By the Bob Evans.
street light.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then you're waiting there for hours. Yeah, after they get everything cleaned up, 'cause
Smoke fills the whole place.
Oh yeah. And they're like, you can go back. I'd probably be like, okay, I'm gonna go get my stuff, and I'm gonna check out and go find another place. And then we'll deal with reimbursement after this.
All right. Then the other thing I was thinking about, your kid does this. What do you do?
What's the punishment?
Right. We'll deal with this when we get home.
How old was the girl?
16.
Yeah, like, what do you do?
You're grounded. Grounded
No
for
screens.
arson. Right. She's 16 and went to jail for arson. So chances are this parent or the parents are going to be like, well, she went to jail and she's being charged. And they're probably going to take out the couple $100,000 worth of damage out of her
Right. That's
allowance.
a whole. Oh, yeah. Right.
Right.
Feels too late. Like, you already, she's
So
already.
give up. Okay. Give up on your kid. Okay.
No. I'm not saying that.
Hey, you're a lost cause. I tried.
Yeah,
for
that's what you
16
said.
years.
It's too late.
Why don't you go live on the streets with the rest of the crackheads?
No, but I mean, like, it's too late to be like, you're grounded for, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, typically punishments come
What?
after the infraction.
sure, but she's in
It'd
jail.
be weird. It'd be weird to ground your kid like you're a precog or something for something that hasn't happened yet.
She's in
I don't know what you
jail.
did yet, but you're grounded. I know you're going to do something. You're grounded.
I hope jail kind of wakes her up a bit.
Well, she's not going to jail.
She did. They arrested her.
But she went to juvie,
Right.
Okay.
And she probably may not spend a whole lot of time
which
in
is
there.
which is an education system.
Right.
I mean, there's probably going to be big time fine. She's going to have to go to court.
Her parents will pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She will not be paying. That's what I'm saying. Like she is going to be released probably to their
Yeah. She'll be paying it
supervision.
back. If she's my kid.
No, she won't be paying back.
If she's my kid, she is. She's
No,
going to be working it off. Hard labor.
for 40 years.
Busting rocks in the backyard.
This isn't you bought her an
Tink.
iPhone.
right.
Tink.
This is, as Gimpy said, if not 2 commas, it is definitely 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
She would be paying back forever.
Mhm.
You owe me every paycheck for the rest of your life.
Well, that makes no sense
when,
either.
When you retire, I want your retirement. I want your 401k.
See what I'm saying? Like it just creates all these questions. Make sure you powder your balls. We're gonna change it. It's not patio parties. It's now powder your balls parties.
I like that. Are you going to bring the powder? Are you going to be doing the powdering?
Eh,
Who's powdering?
Every patio party
Powder
since the
before you
age of
come.
time.
Right.
Every single one.
Powder them up.
Absolutely.
Do you just like put a pile on like the counter and just kind of dip like you would your donuts and your coffee?
No.
Or?
So what I do is I put it in my hand, right? And then I waddle into the carpeted area in the closet, right?
Okay.
And then I have to it's kind of like a squat.
Okay.
And then I do the sides.
Okay.
And then I go underneath.
Okay. No padding at all whatsoever. Just kind of.
No padding.
Okay.
It's not It's not playtime.
Well, you know what you do in your carpeted part of your closet is your business.
And then whatever's left
Is it a
goes in
rub?
my armpits.
Okay. Makes sense.
If it's not a pad, is it a rub down?
That's what I said. I said rub. Yeah, on
Right,
each side.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. What are you, a patter?
I'm not a patter. I'm not even a powder.
Dude.
I'm a sprayer.
Dude.
I'm a sprayer. I got the talc spray,
Dude,
man.
No.
Mhm.
Dude, going with
Mhm.
powder is a game changer.
You say that now, but on a steamy, balmy day like it has been, you get that cold spray on your boys. Woo.
That's temporary relief.
Yeah.
I'm talking long lasting.
Yeah, but I mean, it has the powder in it, and it does last a while. But that initial shock of the freezing cold air blasting in my balls feels great.
Mm.
Don't knock it till you
Well,
try
what is
it.
the movement is what I'm worried about.
What do you think it's going to blast them off like
It
like
could
a sand
Yes,
blaster?
I know. I don't want a cold burn. Airport runway worker killed after being sucked into the airplane engine.
Yikes.
Federal officials are investigating the weekend death of a grounds worker at the Alabama airport. NTSB said the worker at Montgomery Regional Airport was killed after he was sucked into the engine of an airplane. It happened Saturday afternoon, according to the NTSB. The American Airlines plane had just arrived from DFW when a ground support personnel was ingested into the engine. The unidentified worker was employed by Piedmont Airlines, which is a subsidiary of American Airlines. So, if you look at an engine, when it's not moving, it's got the little curly Q.
Mm-hmm.
That is on there to know if the plane engine is on.
Well, that makes perfectly good sense. Guess it didn't work for this guy, though.
He may not have been present that day or skipped that part of the training
Right.
process.
I wonder what that is.
Dude, I don't even think you probably have time
No, you don't feel anything.
to, and does it? So when I Good morning. It's the Big Mad
Morning Show, 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Take us wherever you go with the iHeartRadio app. And while you're on it, use the talkback feature. Tell us what your diehard Christmas tradition is in your family.
Good morning, Gimpy.
Good morning, Corbin. Sooner basketball's going down on Saturday the 16th. Saturday the 16th as OU takes on Green Bay in Norman. Your pregame will start at 7:30 in the afternoon or in the evening, and then tip-off is at 8. And, of course, you can stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
All right. So we're going to do, because we're getting towards like the end of the year, these are some of the most mispronounced words of the year. I didn't know this was a thing. The first one, there's a musician, and the letters are S-Z-A.
S-Z-A.
Yeah.
Za.
That apparently is not correct. It's SZA.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a singer-songwriter. He leads the nominations for the upcoming Grammy Awards, but people don't say his name. Right.
SZA.
SZA. Another one is the sixth moon from the sun. It made headlines in the spring after the very impressive James Webb Space Telescope spotted a huge plume of water on it that's twice as long as the continental United States. And it is pronounced Enceladus, but it's spelled Enceladus.
I'll take your word for it.
Big movie, Oppenheimer. It rivaled Barbie and also took a good chunk of your life away from you. And not very many people knew how to pronounce the lead actor's name. It was also in that show on HBO about the boys. Oh, dang it. I just had it and I lost it. Anyway, it's spelled Cillian, last name Murphy, and it's Killian.
Oh,
not
Cillian. Oh.
It's Killian Murphy.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. I have yet to see that movie. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Peaky Blinders was the show that I was trying to remember that he was on. The most active volcano in Mexico threatened to erupt in May. And people are having a hard time pronouncing its names, the name of it, rather. Popocatépetl, and that is Popocatépetl.
Easy for you to say.
Right.
Popocatépetl. P-E-H? Pay? Sure. Famous football player, or so we thought, became a whole lot more famous when he started dating Taylor Swift. Apparently his name can be said two ways. I didn't know this. I've always known it as Kelsey, or Kels is another way to pronounce it, apparently.
Yeah, I remember when people were asking him, is it Kelsey or Kels? And he said, it's Kelsey.
Yeah, it's news to me on the Kels thing. The winner of American Idol is the first person from Hawaii and the first Pacific Islander to get the title. And his name is Iam Dongi.
I would change
And the
that.
name is spelled Iamtongi. I am Dongi.
I am Dongi. Oof.
Dev Shaw is 14 years old, and he won the National Spelling Bee in June. And he had to pronounce this or spell this word, and the word is P-S-A-M-M-O-P-H-I-L-E, which is more easily pronounced as Samophile.
Okay.
Wow.
But not spelled Samophile.
Okay. What is a Samophile?
Yeah, I know. It sounds just terrible. Sounds like something you don't want to be labeled as.
It's a plant or animal that prefers or thrives in sandy areas.
Like desert plants and animals.
This guy is causing a lot of stir amongst those in the political world as he's trying to run for president and take on President Trump, and that is Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, Vivek. Is it Vivek or Vivek?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Okay.
Late fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld's cat and celebs Jared Leto paid tribute to him this year at the Met Gala, and that is, the cat's name is Choupette. Choupette. Didn't know anything about this. Think it's pretty awesome though. Choupette. These are the most mispronounced words. I'd have been okay, most of these I'm okay not even knowing how to spell or much less how to say.
Right.
Another volcano that was erupting in Hawaii. You might remember some of the video was insane. And that is Kilauea. Kilauea. Runners up. These are runners up names. And one of them is an actor's name from the TV show Succession, or his character's name. And it's spelled Wambsgans. The name is Wamsgan.
Okay.
Another one. This feels easy to me, but it's Nepobaby. Nepo baby. It's a nepotism baby.
Okay.
And it's referring to the children of celebrities who have succeeded in careers similar to those of their parents.
Okay.
The implication is that because their parents already had connections to the industry, the child was able to use those connections to build a career in the industry.
Kirk Douglas, Michael Douglas.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I only knew a couple of these how to say correctly automatically. The others, I had no idea. And I am horrible with words. I get corrected all the time. And I think a lot of people are. They just don't want to admit it.
Right.
Saying the wrong word, mispronouncing words. The English language is incredibly difficult. And so I get corrected all the time on words, or there's some people that have a word they say because of where they grew up.
Right. It's a regional dialect sort of thing.
And then somebody tries to correct them on it. And okay. I do not care. I am not in here trying to correct. Now, if you're way off, I feel like it's worth noting.
How do you feel on Washington or the washing machine?
Well, I mean, you're saying it wrong.
I know.
There's no R.
Yeah,
I know, but people do it. People do it.
Yeah.
I never understood it. I'm like, where's the R in wash?
Yeah. As someone who lived in Missouri and was born in Missouri, a lot of people say Missouri, even from there, and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Miami. You know,
well, that's
Miami, Oklahoma, Native Americans, Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Mostly Cubans.
Yeah. I think the question is who's mispronouncing it, right?
Right.
Because they're both correct.
Right. Right. So who did it?
That's not like Missouri, right? Missouri, it's not being said correctly.
Right.
Washington, not being said correctly.
Right. Or Hawaii.
Right. Miami and Miami are both being said correctly from my understanding.
That's like the Kelsey and Kels sort of thing. It just depends on how you want to say it.
No, I think one of them is the Native American way to say it.
Okay.
And the other one is the Cuban way to say it.
Fair
Why
enough.
isn't Arkansas Arkansas?
Right, because it's Arkansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
Right? The city in Kansas, Arkansas City, Kansas, but it's
I've always called it Arkansas City, Kansas.
Really? People up there call it Arkansas City, Kansas.
I can be honest, I don't know a lot of people from Arkansas City, so I can't answer that with any validity.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could go down, why isn't it Islands?
Right.
Instead of island.
Or
because the English language. That's why. The idea of trying to keep all those right. We're in a weird phase now with my oldest because she's doing her spelling tests. And they obviously want her to do well, and I want her to do well. I think we all can see a lot of people who'd work out just fine who can't spell.
Right.
Absolutely. But do the best you can.
I got a computer's going to tell me if I get it wrong.
Right. A little red squiggly line.
Why am I working extra hard at that?
Or anymore, it autocorrects it,
Yeah, automatically for you.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, do we really even need to worry about it anymore?
I'd rather my daughter, I want her to learn coding.
Right.
I think that's a far more beneficial skill set. Well, she would need math. Again, there's one on her wrist and in her pocket. And whenever what skill she decides to go down or what career path she goes down, you think those people all do math in their head? Some do.
Yeah.
A lot don't.
Right.
I just get a little twisted up on the curriculum on what people focus on as a big deal and whatnot. All right, we got to take a break. We're giving away some beer because it's friggin' A Friday. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? A case of Peroni's could be yours. Bmms and what that is to 82945.
The Big Mad Morning Show returns.
People eat out of garbage cans, Corbin.
I made a stupid mistake and had a one-night stand. We got in an argument. I left, went to the bar, and slept with some woman. Almost immediately, the guilt took over me. She's told me it's over. But I have to try. What can I do to get her or to give our marriage a second chance? Lindsay.
Okay, so he already did the most awful thing he could have done, and that was cheat. But he was honest. So he's got that going for him at least. And if he wants to work things out, he's going to have to take the blame and take whatever is coming to him. If she is pissed, let her be pissed and just take it. Take the anger and just wait it out and see what she wants to do. The ball is absolutely 100% in her court. So whatever she wants, she gets at this point. If you want to stay in this marriage, if she wants to go through therapy, then you guys are going to go to counseling together. If she wants just you to go to counseling, then you're going to have to go to counseling because the ball is absolutely 100% in her court.
Gimpy.
Yeah, man, there's really nothing you can do, honestly. Just sit back and take your lumps as they are. All right. If she wants it to work, she'll figure it out. She's gonna be mad AF for a long time, and you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to deal with being boring. There's not gonna be any time going out with the boys or going out and doing whatevs, And if you can't handle that, then you need to walk away. You need to realize, well, I effed this one up. I'm just going to go ahead and take my ball and I'm going to go home and then I'll come back and play the game another day. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's nothing really you can do. Just let time pass it on by. That's it.
I'm sorry. I have no gimmick for you that will work. You tell her you want it to work. You made a giant mistake and you're willing to work through it. She doesn't hear that. You got your answer.
Yeah,
it's pretty black and white, man.
Yeah.
You have to eat your S sandwich. And when you go on and date in the future and be asked what happened with your marriage, you got to be honest. You S'd the bed royally. And so either you tell her what you want and hope she appeases you, but why beg someone to be with you? The Huffington Post has a list of the rudest things to avoid when you're visiting someone's home, like things you shouldn't do, right?
Okay.
Touching or moving things.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so like I'm guilty of this though. Like if a picture
I'm shocked.
If a picture is crooked hanging on the wall, I'll straighten it.
Why?
No.
Why? It's not yours.
Exactly.
Nope.
Because I'm sure that it wasn't supposed to be crooked.
You don't know that. Some people like things off kilter like that.
I'll even mention it. I'm gonna fix that.
Oh, that's rude. That's like, like the cliche of like a mom coming in, like, your pictures aren't straight.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ma.
Another one. Expecting a tour.
Oh, yeah.
You don't walk in and be like, give me a tour.
No, I don't.
I totally do. I love snooping around.
Because I don't want someone to do that to me. Because what if your bedrooms aren't clean or the bathroom's not clean?
Then they'll let you know.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Susan, they shouldn't be having company over if that's the case. Bedroom, maybe. Right. Bathrooms, though, clean that ass up if you're having company come over.
Another one, overstaying your welcome.
Right.
How long? What's the good amount of time to stay at someone's house?
Depends on what the activity is.
Yeah.
Let's say dinner.
Oh, okay.
Couple hours.
2 hours after dinner. After 2 hours.
So you show up at 6, 8, get out.
Because now it's time for the family to wind down.
Yeah.
And start doing their own nightly routine.
And I think it depends on who it is too. Like you always know, I think, depending on which friend it is.
Snooping.
Oof.
Yeah.
Opening the cabinet
Yeah, you
to
don't
look
do
through the
that.
medicine cabinet. You feel like you give the vibe that you do that.
No, I don't do that.
Okay, it's not an insult. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it gives a vibe.
Why? What gives
Because you're
you that
nosy.
vibe?
You're very nosy.
What makes me nosy?
Well, you'll walk into a room when a conversation's happening going, wait, what are we talking about?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You love knowing other people's gossip?
Yeah. I'll watch those gossip shows.
No, I'm
That's what
talking
they're
like
there
personal
for.
gossip. I'm not talking about TV shows.
Yeah, if we're here, I don't want to miss out on anything, for sure.
Yeah, that's nosy.
Yeah.
Bringing an uninvited +1.
Yeah. Because now you're forcing the other people to like entertain somebody they don't know. It just makes
Right.
everything.
Or don't like.
Exactly. And it's not your place to be inviting somebody else over.
Feeding their dog.
Huh? Oh, like table scraps or something?
I think that's what they mean,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you'd be like, where's your chow chow so I can put it in the
Mhm.
bowl? Yeah. Some people do that. Some people think that because they feed their dogs table scraps or popcorn or whatever,
Yeah.
that they can do that with your dog.
That's good that your dog's stomach has adapted to that. But now you're going to make your friend's dog crap all over their house because it's not used to that.
Showing up empty-handed.
I don't think that's that bad. I mean, do I have to bring potato salad every time I come over?
No.
Exactly.
No, I always take something.
Yeah. I always take a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Always.
All right. I usually got my medicine on me, so that just works out perfectly.
Yeah, but that's not extra, right? Like you said, it's like offering him a cigarette.
Right. I don't have to share with you, though. That's the thing. I don't have to.
Yes, but you're not going out of your way is the point, right?
Listen, I'm the guy that goes to Walmart and gets the cookies for the potluck that we're having here at work, okay? Do you expect more from me?
Yeah, I think if you go to someone's house and they're making, like, let's just say dinner still,
Mhm.
you got to take something.
Yeah.
I did. I brought
Even
my
a
appetite.
dessert or wine, whatever.
Yeah.
Something.
It's just manners, Gimpy, right?
Right. Yeah, sure.
No.
Listen, y'all invited me over. Okay, cool. I'll come over and have dinner. That's all right. Doesn't mean I have to bring a bottle of wine or a 6-pack or a bottle of anything for that fact. That's that. Unless you say so. Hey, BYOB, bring a bottle, bring a side item. We'll get the main course. That happens to me a lot. We got the main courses. Come on over for barbecue, whatever. Bring a side item. All right, cool. Tater salad it is.
I've never gone to someone's house and like looked around and said to myself, that's so dirty here.
Oh.
Ugh.
Wow.
What do they have lives? Right? I don't go, their sheets, they didn't even make their bed. I don't do all that.
Oh, I bet you have.
Down my
No.
nose at you.
Because life happens.
Depends on the level of the filth, right? If you walk into somebody's house,
If you're
and
a
it looks like
hoarder?
hoarders, yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to your house. I already know you're a hoarder.
But this is the first time you didn't realize that they were disgusting people or hoarders until you walk into their house,
Oh,
right?
no. You
get
can read a
totally
hoarder a
thrown
mile
off guard.
away. No, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
Hoarder.
Yeah, you can read a hoarder a mile away.
You just tell by the way they dress, their lack of showering.
Or by their vehicle.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, right? I think absolutely.
But you still don't say anything. You just kind of watch where you sit down, maybe scooch the newspapers or whatever, paper plates with leftover pizza rolls on them and hang out for a little bit. And I got to go.
If I'm going to judge, I'm judging, like, I'm going to judge the food. So I'm not going to judge, like, hey, your bed wasn't made.
No.
I'm going to judge, oh my God, you served Brussels sprouts or whatever that is.
Right.
I'm not going to get all like, ugh, you didn't clean for my arrival.
Right. Because you're right. Life happens.
Life
especially
happens.
if you've got small children.
Oh, and you're having a dinner party.
Right. You can expect toys to be all over the place. Now, there's a difference between, a little clutter, kids don't know how to pick up their toys, and your house looks like Ross, dress for less. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I would think if you're hosting a dinner party, you would want to clean up.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think.
But that's not necessarily true, especially if you're like, hey, come over tonight. We're having pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza feels like there's no cleaning happening.
Yeah, it's okay to have your laundry still piled up on the back of the couch from like 4 days.
You should at least pick it up and throw it on your bed.
Yeah.
Right? Give me a place to sit.
Right. Just move the panties over. It'll be fine.
It's always like I've gone and I stopped getting in the car with this person when I went to get in their car and they're like, hold on. And they had to like unload a bunch of stuff from the seat and the floorboard into the back seat so I could sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you invited me to get in your car.
You should have had that fixed up beforehand.
Or just don't invite me into your car.
I'm with you.
Right? If you don't have a place for me to sit, what are you doing inviting me over?
I just like the company.
I'm not a charity. Yeah. So that would be, I'm judging food. What do you judge? What's your judge when you go to someone's house? If it's
Cleanliness.
like cleanliness?
Probably, yeah. Especially if you're having a dinner party.
Yeah, I might do that too.
Uh-huh.
Gimpy?
Definitely cleanliness. That it doesn't have to be sparkling like you walk in and everything's ting, 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 no. But if you're inviting people over, dinner party, or just to hang out and have a smoke sesh, you might want to just kind of pick up the bulk of
Smoke
things
sesh.
first,
You're so
right?
bougie. Like,
Yeah.
You're going over get high and you're like, man, the house was so dirty.
Yeah.
So dirty.
Well, yeah, if you gotta, you can't put your soda down or your water down on the table because it's littered with empty cans.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Go get a damn trash bag.
But
Clear off the tables and it'll be
Yes.
fine.
Yes.
I'm not saying you have to run the vacuum.
Right.
All right. Just don't make people come in and be like, oh God. Oh God. And furthermore, Susan, if it smells a little bit, just spray something. Just spray something in the air. You don't want to walk into somebody's house and get hit with a brick wall of stank. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to be careful too. Don't go crazy, right? If you're unloading half a can of Lysol,
right. You're
you're
obviously
covering up a
something
smell.
Yeah.
Right?
Which will reveal itself in a
In
little
due
bit.
time.
Yes.
It's not permanent.
It smells like wildflowers and ass.
Yeah. Is it Febreze?
Mm-hmm.
And mold.
Febreze is literally advertised to cover up stink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which means you have a problem if there's stink in the
Yeah.
house. What about a toilet bowl that's got a pink ring in it?
I'm not judging that.
Gross.
It's pink mold.
Yeah.
It's mold
Gross.
Yeah.
in the toilet bowl.
Yeah. That's okay.
Ugh.
Now, I mean, there's a difference between is there sitting urine or like, Mr. Hanky, is he taking
Skid
a little
marks.
swim right there?
There's some rubbing is racing.
Right. Like,
Gross.
previous person was a freckler. I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Dude, that happens, bro. That happens in everybody's house. I'm hoping that you would, at least go in there and take that little brush and whirl around a little
Yeah,
bit.
but you didn't.
You didn't, exactly. But I mean, it is what it is. Everybody poops. Everybody has that,
Tradition. Get it over to us. BMMS and whatever that is to 82945. What do you got, Gimpy?
Well, I would like to announce the big winner of my big adventure, Gimpy's big adventure. Now, the Cowboy Cup is going on this weekend. All right. It starts today at noon and then it goes on till 11 o'clock tonight. And then it'll pick back up tomorrow at 11 in the morning and go until 11 p.m. tomorrow night. And we'll have ceremonies and there's going to be live music. And my big adventure, Wiener, is getting quite the prize.
Tell us everything they're getting.
Well, I can't tell you everything that they're getting because I really honestly don't know. I know that you're getting a prize pack full of, all right. Now, this is based on last year's, and I'm assuming that this is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of the same kind of stuff. But last year, the winner got all kinds of free product. We're talking flowers, concentrates, edibles, utensils of sorts. Okay. And there was this giant goodie bag full of all the best goods. And here's the thing, though. This isn't just some swag stuff, right? Some cheap ass product that they throw together just because we need to give a prize out. No, this is the cream of the crop, the best of the best of the best, sir. All right. And I was impressed. The winner let me take a gander at their bag, and I was like, holy cow, that's awesome. So this year they're getting the same thing. You're getting all kinds of free product, all kinds of, like I said, flowers, edibles. Brady Parker is actually the big winner of My Big Adventure. So congratulations, Brady Parker. Our very own Promo Brady will be getting a hold of you if he hasn't already to let you know how you can acquire that. And I was just over at the cowboycup.com because that's where you go and you can, get all the information you need about this year's Cowboy Cup. And I was looking at last year's winners, and these names are awesome. So last year's winner of the Indoor Flower Group, which is the one that I judge. All right. I judge the Indoor Flower Group. And the first place winner was from Skyflower, and it was called Larry Bird. How awesome is that,
awesome,
right?
Yeah.
And then second place was Connoisseur Cannabis with melted strawberries. That sounds delicious. And then third place was F5 Farms with their Sunset Runts. Now you have these are all the different categories that they have out there for this cannabis championship out at the
I had
Cowboy
no
Cup.
idea.
How much they had?
Know how many categories there are.
Right? It is unbelievable. It's not just grow some pot and smoke some flower and blah, blah, blah. No, man. Sun-grown, first place. This was last year's winners. And I can't wait until tomorrow to find out who won this year. But Bar H Industries with their Royal Kush. And then second place, they took the same thing, Bar H Industries with their Royal Limes. They have sun-grown with some light assist. Their product, it comes from Fusion Botanicals, Motorhead. How awesome is that? Oh, let me. They have categories for pre-rolls, infused pre-rolls, edibles. Tell me how this doesn't sound delicious. First place for their baked goods last year was Crispy's Hangry Bar. Second place was Munchies with their cookies and cream cereal bar.
Oh, yeah.
I had that. Delicious. And then third place was their Escalated Greens with their chocolate chip cookies, which I think if you're going to be doing edibles, keep it simple like that.
Definitely.
Chocolate chip cookies, cereal bars, you don't have to bake a pie, and if you can, if you want, but I think it's simple that way.
I think it's fascinating how, I knew drinks were kind of a thing. I didn't know they were a big enough thing to have a category for them to be judged.
Right. I would not be taking part in first place, Smokies Edibles Lemonade.
Right, because you don't like lemonade.
I don't like lemonade. But the Cup of Ho Nano Coffee Pods sound delicious. Yeah. What a way to start your day, right? Little cannabis coffee there.
Yeah.
And then of course Farmers Markets with their dope drops. And those are interesting because you can put that stuff in anything. Let's say you got a Gatorade or whatever. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Couple little drops. Drinking a soda. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Couple little drops. Just plain water if you're boring. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Couple little drops.
I'm curious to some of these categories. Topicals, which he said was getting a lot of attention lately.
Yeah.
How do you judge that? Because if you have to judge so many in such an amount of time. Let's say, do you have to have a skin rash or a sore muscle and you put it on and you go,
right. I think maybe soreness, if maybe, your back is hurting or whatever. When I went down for the finals down to Shawnee, I was offered some of that topical cream. And I was like, I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've heard of CBD topicals before, but not the THC stuff. And I was like, man, this is I really wish my hand was hurting me because there's times because of my motorcycle accident that my hand really cramps up. And it was at that time I was like, man, I wish I was really cramping up right now because I'd like to check this out and see how it works.
Yeah.
Does it just, take away the pain of my hand, or am I gonna, I'm gonna have to worry? I'm gonna get a little woozy.
Someone with arthritis would be a really good candidate for that.
Yeah.
To judge that.
Again, I don't So if you use one and it solves it, then you have to
Uh-huh.
wait till it wears off to then test the next one?
I guess
Right.
so. Like with the flour, it was easy. I could do 2 a day, no problem. Sometimes 3 a day if I needed to. Start off in the morning, judge one, judge another one in the afternoon, and then judge another one at night. I don't know how the topicals would work because of that reason.
I wonder if that would help with like carpal tunnel syndrome.
Again, I don't know. That's why the Cowboy Cup is such a great place to go, because you can ask these type of questions and find out some more. Some of the big things that people ask about the Cowboy Cup is, do I need to have a card? The answer is no.
No, you do not. You do have to be 18 to get in. All right. So don't be thinking that, 16, 17, or you can't bring your kids with you. Okay. So you got to be 18 to get in, but you do not have to have a card. And you can go in there and learn so much with their seminars and their classes. And even if you just got general questions of like, well, I'm looking to start growing in my backyard. What do you suggest I start with? They'll have stuff there for you. I purchased seeds at, what was this, for my brother a couple of years ago. I got it for his Christmas gift. Here's a little package of seeds for you so you can start your own little garden or whatnot, which I thought was pretty awesome because I didn't know where to go.
Right.
I didn't know where else I could go, so we got them there.
Another thing I think is pretty cool is that you can leave and come back. They allow reentry, which is a very cool thing. Daily reentry. You got to be wearing your wristband though to enter. Gibby mentioned the classes. They do classes every day starting at 1:00. This is one I never thought about. Can you bring your own cannabis? Yes.
Right.
You must obey the laws of the state, but yes, you can bring your own.
Yes, and you can't partake in the Expo Exchange Center, okay? But they'll have their spot outside. They have a designated area
smoke
to party down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is alcohol served? Yes, there's alcohol.
Yeah, there is.
Is cannabis consumption allowed? Yes, there is. You got to obey all the laws, and especially the setup that they have there. There's something for everyone if you're interested in this category of pain relief or the industry in general. This is the place to go to get all those questions answered, and in a fun atmosphere too. And again, it's today starting at noon,
yes,
and goes to 11, and then tomorrow
from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And that's when we're going to be doing the announcements of the winners. The awards show goes down tomorrow night at 8:30. So if you want to find out who the big winners are of some of these categories, whether it's the ingrown flour or the baked goods or whatever, make sure you're there tomorrow at 8:30 so you can be like, that's my guy right there. Hell yeah.
You can buy day passes online. You can buy 2-day passes online. I believe the VIP passes are out. Those are all sold out. So, but all this can be done online. You can buy at the door. And so it's a very cool event. They moved it to Tulsa for the first time. We want to make sure that they have a fantastic year, so they keep it here in Tulsa for the Cowboy Cup. And congratulations again, too.
That would be Brady Parker, Mr. Parker,
for winning Gimpy's Big Adventure. Take a break, and we'll be back.
Tulsa's Morning Show continues.
Today, he admitted to killing and mutilating Kevin Bacon, who is 25 years old. In court, he accepted a plea into open murder. The hearing was for the judge to determine if Mark will be sentenced for a charge of first-degree or second-degree murder, and the judge decided on the former. Back in 2019, Kevin Bacon, his body was found in Latunsky's home. He and Kevin Bacon met on a dating app, according to investigators. Kevin's body was hung upside down with a slit throat, according to police. Investigators also say that the man's testicles were removed and eaten.
This is a thing.
by
How many
Latunsky.
stories have we read about castrations?
Yeah. At least a small handful that I can think of. I didn't even mean to do that.
I know you didn't. I could tell just by the way you delivered it. Yeah. It feels like we've read. I mean, it happened here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Some guy come down to meet two other guys, and they end up cutting his balls off or something like
Yeah.
that. Is it for fun, or are they, trying to prove a point? I don't get, because me personally, I would never chop my balls off for fun.
No.
Is it a Musa muffin thing? Like you go for a little BDSM, just like tightening, and then there's some menacing people out there, like, I'm just going to slice them off.
Right. Let's see how far we can take this train. Okay.
That doesn't. I cannot piece together these stories. This is one of the stories we do that I'm like, I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get why it happens. I don't get the people that are up for it.
Yeah.
Not that this was a willing participant. We don't know that part.
Right. The only thing that I can think of is obviously there's some kind of mental issue where the person whose balls are chopped off maybe has like a sex addiction or something to that effect, and they think that that's the only way they can get over it. The only way that they can cure themselves is to cut off that part of the body. Yeah. So therefore, they won't have that sexual desire anymore. Whether it's raping babies or
like
just,
dogs.
Yeah, that too.
The idea that that's what you do to dogs, so they don't want to hump.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is more of a Jeffrey Dahmer situation where the guy, they met on a dating app. The guy came over to the guy's house, and he ended up tying this guy up.
Yeah, I'm not buying that, because then there would be more. This isn't. You know what I'm saying? You don't go. I understand there's a first time for everything,
right.
But you're not going to be like, well, I think next time I'm willing to take a step further, get the skillet out. Right. That's also
like.
It's also an important feature. Did he cook them, or did he eat them raw?
Right.
Because eating a heart of a deer is not an uncommon thing. Sometimes straight out of it, sometimes cooked.
Right. Even your Rocky Mountain oysters, bull balls, bull butter. People eat those, but they don't eat them raw.
They don't eat them raw, right?
As far as I know, they don't. If you do, that makes you a little weird, and I don't think we should be friends anymore.
The idea that these two crazy people found each other, if that's the case, God, the universe is insane.
Imagine the life they could have had if he would not have died.
I think they had the life they imagined.
He just ended up dead and ballless.
I think again, we don't know the motive of the other person from the story.
Yeah.
But that sounds like that was the motive of this guy. He literally was like, whatever you want to do, Judge.
Right.
Apparently, and I dug into this guy a little bit. He had a master's degree. Like, he was pretty, he was
the Unabomber had a master's. He was, come on.
True. Yeah.
Did you get that online nowadays?
Sentencing for him will be held on December 15th.
I saw a thing yesterday online. I don't know if it's true, but you know how they caught the Unabomber? They caught the Unabomber. He was such an elitist. Like, he thought he was so much better than everybody else. He couldn't stand the phrase, have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And because he's like, that makes no sense. He was like, you can't have your cake and then enjoy it, like some other phrase.
Yeah.
And so he wrote this manifesto that got printed in the paper. And his sister-in-law, who always thought he was a little off his rocker, was like, I think this is your brother. Went to her husband, and he looked at him and was like, I don't think so. And then read the line that his brother was one of the only people who ever said, you can't have your cake and then enjoy it as well.
Right.
And that's how they got him.
Wow.
Ooh, damn it. Ted Kaczynski. Man busted for beating.
Also, he was one of the people that did the acid experiment where they gave everybody a bunch of acid to see how they would react.
Okay.
And he went crazy, and he never forgave them.
Well, that would make sense, but no reason to go and send bombs through the mailbox.
Yeah, universities and bombs and airplanes.
Right.
The Unabomber. A doll feels a little too childlike.
Right.
Any kind.
Yeah.
Right.
Any kind.
The obvious, the sex dolls would
the
be.
word doll
right
is what negates it for me.
Well, right. So toys, they have sex toys. Toys are for children.
No, they also have toys for adults.
Like
drills.
Right.
Okay.
Big boy toys.
Big boy toys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And for the big
beach
girls,
toys.
Yeah. Okay.
Lake toys.
Okay.
Toys is synonymous across the board. Dolls, 94% associated with children, specifically girls.
Okay.
So it's a little bizarre.
A little weird. To each is their own. I'm not going to spend $2,700 on one of those real live looking sex dolls. That's just for
I'll
me.
take the bait. How much would you spend?
Yeah.
What is your top out
My top
on sex dolls?
If I was to purchase a sex doll, now, obviously, you could go and get one of those $50 jobbies that they always look surprised or whatever. But I would like to have, if I was going to get one, it would be one of those real dolls, right? But I'm not, maybe $1,000, maybe $1,000, and that's a lot. That's a lot,
right,
man.
I can speak Gimpy. he is not saying he would spend $1,000 on it.
Right.
Okay.
He's saying gun to the head,
Right.
Okay.
right?
Right. Absolutely.
I think if he were going to buy one, that would not be the price point he'd shop at.
Mm.
He's saying if he had like the most,
Right.
it would have to be a utopian world. Probably would have had won $1 billion lottery. Like,
yeah.
Well, if that's the case, if I'm winning a lottery, then yeah, I want to get the high end one, man. Spend, $3,500, get everything that feels real, maybe one that's like got AI and can
If you
talk
wanna-
back to you a little bit.
If you won the lottery, you wouldn't need to buy a sex doll. You'd have women lined up if you won the lottery.
not if you don't trust people and you don't want them around. You think all they want is money.
Boom. That real life sex doll ain't taking me to the cleaners. I'll be taking her to the cleaners, but she ain't taking me. Nay, nay.
Do you take a job as a rich person sex toy cleaner?
No.
How much are we getting paid? That's the real
Minimum wage.
question.
Minimum wage.
I'm not getting paid $7.50 to go.
Everybody needs a job.
To go scrub out some rich person's sex doll.
Okay, but you get to. Sorry. However, you then get to be in their house when they're not there, like as a house
I
caretaker.
get to use all their
Yeah.
luxuries, so
Yeah.
that means I get to drive the cars.
Probably not the cars, but you get to
then-
use their house.
Nah, I'm out then. If all I get is one room.
No,
and I
like
get
they're
to
not
use the-
there, so you can have the kitchen, you get to do the pool, like whatever. When they're not
Absolutely.
there, you're the caretaker.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to sleep in their luxurious bed with their 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton
Sure.
sheets. You see
They're
what I'm
not.
saying?
Yeah, but they're not putting a futon
Right.
in your room.
Even then, if I don't have access to all the amenities that you have, we're talking, cars, boats, jet skis, private, planes, whatever, then I don't want any part. I would, if I had access to all that, sure, I'd do it for minimum wage. Why not?
Yeah, young me, access to all that stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, every job's got hard days. I've told the story. I was a dog walker in San Francisco. The only difference between that job and any other job is I put the crap in my hand. That's the only difference.
Exactly.
Every job has bad things you got to deal with.
Absolutely.
And that one just happens to be the job.
Right. So, I mean, it is what it is. But look, I get to throw house parties, when they're gone, invite my friends over.
I mean, you're jeopardizing your job at that point.
Absolutely. But, hey, ride the wave while you can, right?
I saw that there's a sex toy because I have remote control sex toys, but it's always been like a handheld thing.
Right.
Now they have it's like an app on your phone connected via Bluetooth, and you can do all these like finger like drawing things on it, then transfers to the sexual device with the woman. And I'm like, that's really fascinating. So then I went down the rabbit hole of weird sex toys.
Okay.
They have a rose quartz crystal shaped phallic looking sex toy.
Okay.
So it's, what quartz is, right? It's like countertop.
Yeah.
Very similar to granite, except it's man-made. Very shiny, heat resistant, but heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, okay, I'm the only one that thinks that's weird.
It
Okay.
is weird and probably expensive.
$200. Big T's Rub My Ducky Classic. It is for the bathtub. It is a sex toy that looks like a rubber ducky and has a vibration to it. So think of the bill and all the other angles that are on it. Another one, a vibrator in the shape of a hammer.
Whoa. Really puts the meaning to pound it, huh?
Going to Pound Town.
Oh, God.
A tentacle dildo.
I have seen those.
They're so scary.
Weird looking, right? And I'm like, why?
This is one for guys. I've never seen this before. It has a name. It's called a godemeki. And it's a tube. It's got threads for you where you can hold it like laces almost, like a football. And then the inside's dimply.
Yeah.
A steel faux foxtail plug.
Okay. Those tails are nothing new.
No, but this one looks exactly like a tail.
Oh my goodness.
A corn on the cob vibrator.
Corn on the cob for the country girl.
It's gone.
It's got
I'll tell
the
you all
juice.
about it.
Giving away Beer Friggin' A Friday. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? a case of Peroni. Somebody was like, it's actually Peroni. No, I know, but if I give you multiple buds.
Right. It's plural.
Yeah, so that's the way that works. So we want to know from you, what's your diehard Christmas tradition? Brian is on. Hi, Brian. How are you? Good, man. Brian, yeah, you got to deal with that. We'll come back to Brian as make sure he steps out of the wind tunnel or gets us all Bluetooth or so we can hear him a little bit better. It was a little hard to hear what he was saying. What's your diehard Christmas tradition? Let's see if he's ready. Brian, are you there, buddy?
I'm here.
There we go. Much better, man. What's your diehard Christmas tradition?
All right. Well, so every year in my house, it's a house divided. We were OU and OSU fans. So what we would do is after Thanksgiving, we'd go out and pick out OU and OSU ornaments. Well, depending on who won.
Oh, that's fun.
And do you have an equal number or is there always got to be one more?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you always have equal number of ornaments representing each school or does somebody get more than the other?
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, it's usually sides with OU. Well, not unfortunately for me. I'm a Sooner.
Right on, man. And does she ever try to sneak one in? Like, did you get to pay? Like, does she get more this year because of Bedlam?
No, but we're talking about doing something big, maybe going down to the college and trying to pick out a special ornament.
Right on. All right, go ahead and tell him exactly what he's going to get.
In my house, the die-hard tradition is the burning of the trees and not the Christmas kind. Get your holiday going with a case of Peronis. Back to you, Corbin.
Hang on the line, man, so Gimpy can get your personal info and have a fantastic weekend, okay?
Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man. I appreciate you helping with the phone situation. There is a tweet that has come out, and this is going to be some big news, that Shohei Ohtani is expected to announce. Apparently, he's reached a deal with somebody, and that they're saying as early as today, they'll make the announcement. Why is this a big deal? Because he is expected to make $500 million in this new contract he's going to sign to play baseball, as he's easily the best player in America. The Yankees, they say the Yankees are interested. The Blue Jays are interested. The Cubs were in the running. The Angels, of course, are in the running. The Dodgers are in the running for that. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays with the Angels. So that news should come out here in the next couple of days, if not today, according to that tweet of where he lands. That's going to be a monster sports story when that one happens. So let's see what else Lindsay has for Balls to the Wall Sports.
Some local headlines. Owasso head coach Bill Blankenship is retiring after nearly 40 years on the sideline. He's been a fixture in the Tulsa football world since the early 90s when he took over as head coach for Union. He was inducted into the Oklahoma Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2009. He was the head coach of the Golden Hurricanes and led TU to an 11-3 record, a Conference USA title, and a Liberty Bowl victory over Iowa State in 2012. In his first year at Owasso, Blankenship led the Rams to a 6A1 state championship over his former school, Union. As a head coach, Blankenship went 71-18 at Owasso and brought home state championships in 2017 and 2019. Defensive coordinator Antonio Graham will take over as the head coach next season for Owasso.
So 40 years of coaching, as Lindsay mentioned, 35 of those as a head coach. Eastwood Baptist, Spiro, Edmond Memorial, Union, Fayetteville, Owasso, Tulsa. 5A, 6A titles, 1A, 7A, 1 7A title, and 1 Conference USA title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good on him. One of the top kickers in NFL history is hanging up his cleats. Robbie Gould announced his retirement from the NFL in a piece on the Players Tribune on Thursday. Gould played 18 seasons in the NFL and ranks 10th all-time in points scored and 8th in field goals made. The 41-year-old finished his career with the San Francisco 49ers after a long stint with the Chicago Bears and 1 season with the Giants. Gould converted on 86.5% of his 517 career field goal attempts. There's your Balls to the Wall Sports. I'm Lindsay on 97.5 KMOD.
Balls to the Wall Sports is powered by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste.
And started swinging it at the bar owner. He hit him multiple times.
A security guard began fighting with the suspect, and the bar owner began fearing for his life. He told deputies that's when he called 911, and they showed up, arrested him, said he was going to kill everybody. The owner had an injury on his finger from the belt. The guy himself did not have any injuries. The suspect had some scrapes and bruises on his face in his mugshot, though.
That's a very underrated weapon.
Absolutely,
A belt is, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could do some damage with a belt. Trust me, I know. But to use it in like a street fight is not something you see every day. You hear about guns, knives, crowbars, baseball bats. I appreciate this guy for whipping out his belt.
Yeah, if you're good, like that whole towel whip, that
Yeah.
people, if you can do that with a belt,
You could whip the S out of
Yeah,
somebody. And you don't even have
especially
to
if it's
towel
leather.
whip them with it. You could whip them like a slave.
Uh-huh.
Crap. You know, right across the face. That's going to
Get the
hurt.
buckle.
Oh, well, the buckle's good for handle.
Oh, that's true.
I guess I think of the scene from Indiana Jones
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
when Jones is in the street and the guy is the sword and he goes,
He's all over here.
and he just pulls out his gun and shoots him.
Right.
So
Well, everybody knows you don't bring a belt to a gunfight. However,
apparently you do.
the owner didn't have a gun.
One of them had a gun, right?
Yeah,
he
the
did.
bad
He
guy
had-
had a gun, but
Yeah.
he decided not to use the gun. I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to take my belt off and whoop him like a step kid. Quote unquote Christian woman arrested at a splash park. This happens in Ohio, where cops were called out to the Cedar Point Shores Water Park there in Sandusky. All right. They say that a woman that describes herself as a Christian and a grandmother was arrested because witnesses told her that she called a child a brat, a fat ass, and then pushed him off a floating toy.
I mean, brat,
Right.
fat ass.
And then pushes his tubby ass off the floating toy. Get out of here, fatso. Yeah. So they show up to this water park because this elderly woman, she's 67, and she's picking on this kid. They talked to the mother. Her name's Jennifer. She told them what was going on. And she fingered the 67-year-old woman. She's over
Ooh.
there. The cops go over there and they talk to her. They're like, what's your name? And she says, I am Jennifer Lee Miller. And then she gives them an address, a date of birth, phone number, all the information they're looking for. And she admitted to calling the kid a brat, but she denied swearing at the child and says that she never touched him at all. She says that she's a good Christian woman and a grandmother and would never do such a thing. Anyhow, other witnesses contradicted what Jennifer had to say. And that's when the cops are like, listen, Miss Miller, if we have to come out here again, we're going to arrest you for disorderly conduct. And that's when Jennifer's like, okay, fine, whatever. So the cop leaves. And then I guess something clicked in the cop's brain like, something didn't seem right about this whole situation. So he goes back to the water park. And I guess Jennifer, Ms. Miller, the 67-year-old lady that called the boy a fat ass and a brat and pushed him off the float, she gave him a fake name, a fake address, and a fake phone number.
Christianity.
Right. That just went to busy. I guess the cop tried to call the phone number and it's all ding, 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 ding. Sorry, you're busy. Anyhow, so they go back and talk to her about it. And she said that she didn't have an ID and that she felt she was being harassed by the police. She eventually admitted her name was Janet Nail, and they took her in for obstruction.
I love when people use whatever thing
Mhm.
to validate their behavior or to invalidate their behavior.
Mhm.
Like, I would never do that. I'm a teacher.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a woman.
Right.
I would never do that. I'm a family man.
Mhm.
I would never do that. I'm a veteran.
Mhm.
I would never do that. I'm a Christian. Settle.
People are people, man. People
Yes.
do crazy, stupid things.
Incapable of doing bad stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can still be a good Christian person and be a douchebag.
Yes.
Ohio man who refused to share bag of chips with stranger shot in the face. Melvin Wright, 42 years old, was arrested on Wednesday for allegedly shooting a 31-year-old man in the face on Tuesday night
outside Lusty Adventures, an adult entertainment club, for some potato chips. He asked for potato chips, but he refused, according to the Akron Beacon Journal. The victim told police that Wright then allegedly pulled out a large handgun, shot him before escaping in a vehicle. The 42-year-old was arrested after he was seen boarding a bus at the Metro Transit on South Broadway Street, according to the Akron Beacon Journal. He was carrying a handgun when he was arrested, the one that might have been used in the shooting. The police department said the victim is currently being hospitalized, and he went into the emergency room on his own. Wright was charged with felonious assault and weapons under disability and is currently being held at the county jail.
I mean, that's one of those, like the headline, he was shot in the face. Can you guys log in? You wouldn't be able to like move. So it must be like a glancing,
like grazed his
Or
face.
grazed
or
his face.
something like that.
Okay.
And when you look, I'm looking up this place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go in there. Just by the outside of it looks like, one, they're still in business. It looks pretty run down based off the outside of the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hope that's not one of the answers.
There's no way there's not drugs running through this place.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not surprised somebody got shot in the face outside of this place, to be honest with you. It looks like it carries that type of clientele.
Oh man.
These girls are sad.
That's her nipple.
Yeah.
That's her nipple right there on Facebook.
Yeah, there's definitely meth running through this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
And-
God.
And just plain potato chips?
Yeah.
Just plain potato chips, huh?
I mean,
some Lay's maybe, some of those kettle chips. I got it.
the kettle chips are the best.
Have you had the what is it, the High Point Bay or whatever, the one with the lighthouse? And they have waffle ones that are so good.
Okay.
Waffles?
Yeah, waffle potato chips.
Okay.
Oh.
So good. Their wavies are solid too.
Okay. Not much of a tater chip fan, to
I'm
be
not a
honest with you.
wavy or
Oh.
Ruffles, really. I like, no.
Ruffles are too much ridges for me.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Say-
wavy guy.
I'd say you hold all that dip in there, though, man.
Yeah, I know it sounds, because the Ruffles are too dense.
Mhm.
There's too much byproduct there.
Mhm.
Too much tater in my chip.
But kettle chips, oof,
Yeah. that's
salt
where
and
it's at.
pepper. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Disneyland guest arrested after stripping naked on a ride. A Disneyland guest is facing charges after being naked on It's a Small World.
Oh, God.
Local authorities escorted the guest off the Anaheim, California property Sunday afternoon. Disneyland resort officials told the media the guest got off the ride while it was in motion, and park operators stopped it when they found out about the situation. Videos and photos on social media show the guest without clothes walking through the sets. Anaheim police charged the man with indecent exposure and being under the influence of a controlled substance, which made me think of some of the other rides that are available. Because it's a small world, you can make your own joke. Here are some other rides that you maybe would not like to be naked rolling through. Splash Mountain,
Okay.
Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz's Astro Blaster,
Ew.
Yeah.
Snow White's Scary Adventure. These are not porns that Lindsay will be mentioning at 9. Maybe. Rocket Rods, Critter Country,
I think I know her.
Adventures in Winnie the Pooh,
Ew.
Finding Nemo's Submarine Voyage, and Astro Orbiter. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Corbin. Happy 62nd birthday to porn star Amber Connors. You can see this gushing granny in Bubble Butt Housewives. Dog tagged 1 and 3. Granny's coming over and
Ew.
Granny bends over. She didn't start doing adult work until she was 57. Now,
How old is she now? What's her birthday?
62.
What was her name again?
Amber Connors.
Amber
Now,
Connors.
warning. She might be the cure to your porn addiction if you look her up. Warning.
Girl, there's a shoe for every foot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but
Oh, yeah.
She's like Vin Diesel. She wasn't in the second one. She's in blah, 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 1 and 3. And,
Mhm.
you know, she came back and then she's like, you know, we're going to take this franchise up a notch. I'm coming back for 3.
She's a specific niche for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can't stop staring.
Oh,
I'm intrigued
not
to watch
blind?
more.
Yeah, right.
Any porn filmed with a drop ceiling, you know, is a solid.
Here, Mike.
Mike, trying to look over the computer.
I know, he really is.
Good morning, Gippy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Let that marinate for a little bit. Good morning, Corbin. We were just talking about the Cowboy Cup. And
I
again,
know.
congratulations
You're
to
blind.
Brady Parker, who won my big adventure. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to be out there like all weekend long for the most part. I want to be broadcasting live out there from noon to 2 today, but I'll be out there till about 6 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow I'll be out there from like 2 to 6 as well. So you can come by and say hi at any point in time during those times this weekend.
All right. It's time for Willy Nilly. It's your chance to get to know the show better, talk about anything you want. Joining us for the last time this year is our friend Mike from Andolini's. Hey, buddy.
Hello. What is going on? Apparently more folds than the shirt section at Gap. Jeez. All right. Moving on.
I feel like there's a lot of jokes I could make, especially with flour and how much bread you make, but we're going to let that go. Not only is it the holiday season, and pizza is a huge part of the holiday season for a lot of families because it's super convenient and delicious. But you guys decided to throw a wrench in the final hour and do some new menu items.
Yeah, I don't know if you have the DJ Khaled air horn drop available, but let's just assume that we hear that right now.
Okay.
And then, yes, new menu drop right now, end of year. Why not? We are stoked about it. Boom. Late but not never. So we have the triple pepperoni jam fest. I think everyone is going to dig. It's available today. So that's regular, like big pepperoni, kind of like a sandwich pepperoni, with then a smaller cup and char pepperoni, and then a pepperoni jam that we make by dicing up pepperoni and making our own jam out of it. And put that all on, add some hot honey, basil, pecorino romano, and you have yourself a triple pepperoni jam fest.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I don't want to say this too lightly, and I feel when people go over the top, they're just not being genuine. This might be the number 2 pizza I've ever had from you guys.
Wow.
DeMarco, of course, is pretty good. Your garlic, which we'll talk about in a second, is a really good pizza. Your cheese is solid. This is a really great pizza. Usually, we were talking pepperoni pizzas. Usually, especially lover type of pizzas, are too salty. That's not this.
Yeah, when it comes to a pizza, I never want to do the snakes on a plane of a pizza, where it's let's start with the title and work backwards.
Right.
I want to start with the script, and then we come up with the name last. If we ever start with the name first, we're doing it wrong. So this was, hey, let's try this pepperoni with jam. Let's try both pepperonis with the jam. Does it still work? You know, what would add a nice little kick to this is the hot honey.
It is.
And then, hey, you know what would counter this? Because there's so much on the pizza. Let's do basil to kind of even it out. And it doesn't work. It's like, oh, wow, that really works. And we do, 40 iterations before landing on one pizza. And this is the result of that. And we're very stoked about it.
I love basil on my pizza. I think that's why I love the DeMarco so much. But this is like the perfect amount of salt, spice, and sweet.
Just like me. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And hot honey is one of those things. People have dabbled with that in pizza for a while. It is a game changer on a pizza. It can take a pizza and give it a whole new level. And that's what I think it does with this one.
Yeah, for sure. And, the guy who started the whole hot honey movement, a guy named Mike out of the East Coast, he makes a really solid one. But we made one that was a little bit different in viscosity, just because we like to make our own stuff and have that connection with the customer. So it's our hot honey, and it just works.
Yeah. Another thing, so what are some of the other pizzas? Because the garlic pizza is something you've been bringing to us for a while, but this is a really great pizza.
The roasted garlic pizza, it's slept on because it doesn't sound as, fanciful, but it's our roasted garlic with mozzarella and then roasted garlic infused olive oil. I bring it up here because I know you guys will dig it, and it's a great way to start the morning off with a garlicky kick. But it's a solid ass pizza. So if you haven't tried that, that's a solid one. And then the new stuff, we brought some stuff back. We brought Marzano pesto back. Marzano rolls are back. Eggplant parm. All the stuff that we were like kind of removing during COVID, it's all fully back. On top of that, because that's not all.
This is massive news. I didn't think I'd ever see this day.
We have listened. We did a survey of all of our customers, and they were like, hey, sometimes I'm just not feeding a bunch of people. Can I get the DeMarco in all the sizes, in a 14-inch and a 16-inch? And we have said yes to these people. We have relented, and we have agreed. Yeah, sometimes you just want to have a DeMarco on the road for you, and you don't have room for a 20-inch box. We get it. Cool in the gang. The proper full-blown fold-it way to eat it is always going to be that, but we've made the DeMarco available in 14, 16, and always the 20-inch size. The other menu items are back, and then the other new item that we're very stoked about is a New York City Pomodoro sandwich. It is a long, large chicken parm sandwich with pesto, Pomodoro sauce, which is a mix of Alfredo and marinara, and mozzarella, baked with basil and pecorino romano on it. This is a big, hearty sandwich, and we've taken all our sandwiches, which were previously like in the 6 to 7 inch hoagie roll, and we've gone and almost doubled it. And they're all large sandwiches now, so they're more filling.
Your own mozzarella, your own Alfredo, your own red sauce. I mean, I don't know what else you need.
I saw, some of my friends in New York were going more into paint about chicken parms, and I was like, yeah, we could reinvest in that. So we're doing that ourselves.
Nice. You can find all this at andopizza.com. Make sure you get it ordered, whether you're having people in town or you just want to go by yourself and gorge. You can definitely do that. We'll hit on some other Andolini stuff coming up in a minute. Willy-nilly, anything you want to talk about? You had something from Willy-nilly you were psyched to bring up.
I was like, what's your take on CM Punk coming back, sir? And I was fascinated that you're like, oh, word? He's back? The voice of the voiceless, the Chicago City Saint.
Right, because he had a falling out with the WWE, right? Well documented. Then he crossed over to MMA, and people were like, where's the Chicago boy going to show up? And he ends up in AEW.
Yes.
And then that, in a big, shocking surprise, he's kind of hard to work with, or known to be hard to work with, is he has a fallout there.
He had a falling out, and then for some reason, everything is copacetic, cool in the gang, and had the biggest pop in the history of WWE. The biggest social media presence and a return of all time, the reaction videos, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Will he finally be in the headlining act of WrestleMania? Now that it's 2 nights, I think that's going to happen. And then the guy's so good on the mic, so entertaining, and he does exactly what WWE wants. You have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion on him, negative or positive, and since it's both, it creates what so many other wrestlers can't get, which is someone to give a crap.
One of the things I'm always impressed with when it comes to wrestling, and one of the things I love about it, is the ability to keep secrets.
Yes.
The fact that he was coming back, they could have easily leaked it, and maybe they did to a certain genre, certain groups, but it would have been news anywhere, and they kept it quiet, and that's why it got such a big pop.
It was legit that there was no deal, and apparently a deal was made that morning, that Saturday morning of Survivor Series, and he came out that night, and even the people in the ring who were like ending their match when he comes out only knew 10 minutes before the match.
To keep something like that quiet with that many moving parts, not easy.
Not easy.
So that means that they had it orchestrated, probably happened a few days prior, and then they had to keep it quiet. He had to show up at a certain time. They'd have a certain car bring him. He probably went straight into the ring.
I've deep dived on this because I was interested in it too. They did the deal that morning. It was in Chicago. So he just drove his happy ass there in his regular ass car. And he just showed up 2 hours into 2 hours before he went on. So 1 hour into the show, walked right in the back door. Only Triple H, Kevin Dunn, and one other person knew. The production team was informed. They even had the show close where it has the title card in the bottom right where it's and then Triple H was the one to say to the production team, he's like, hey, have a CM Punk draw ready. It's like, hit his music, hit his thing, boom, and then walks out and people in the back, only the wrestlers in the ring knew he was going to come out so that they can at least, and they didn't even know they weren't even directed how to react. And then Seth Rollins off camera, this is where it gets just nerdy.
I love it.
Off camera, just freaks out so that everyone who's filming on their cell phones would create that story, because obviously he knows how to,
his improvisation skills is pretty awesome.
And he genuinely doesn't like Phil, but he knows, hey, this is my path to a WrestleMania match, is if I freak out right now. So he had the wherewithal to do that. The cameras don't even show him. And now, because he's so good at dealing with this, it's going to push, and that's what will be WrestleMania. It'll be awesome.
We'll just go from a production standpoint of film and graphics, and they had that filed away. So the fact that they could get to it, that they're like, get the card ready. That alone is impressive. Much less keeping it quiet in the back, because making sure the security guard who let him in to park in the back didn't say. It is an impressive feat. So I know you love your wrestling, so I love that you brought that up.
I love the marketing of it. I love story building. I love how hard they work. All of those things I respect.
Do you think CM Punk came back because Vince McMahon doesn't own the WWE anymore?
I think it made it easier for Triple H, who is a very smart, very even-tempered dude, despite what people might think, to say, hey, let's let the past be the past and move on. He's a very smart business guy, which people who know or who have been around him say his savvy has been underappreciated and underutilized. And the WWE has never had better storylines in the history of it. No, there's no argument. It is the best storyline it has ever been. Better than Attitude Era storylines.
And they were in need of a salacious storyline for the WWE for heading into WrestleMania. They needed something to build up.
Yeah, or else they were going to have to go back to Rock and Roman for 4
resurrect somebody. Yeah.
This is so much better than that.
This is a great text, and you love TV stuff too. Has anybody watched the HBO Max documentary, Love Is One? It is only 3 episodes, but it's Loco for Loco Puffs or Cocoa Puffs. And Love Is One, Mother God. It is a cult scenario. I turned Lindsay onto it. I haven't watched it yet. But it is 100% a crazy documentary.
Totally crazy. And I watched the first episode. It's hard to get into because it is so crazy. But basically, this woman, self-proclaimed spiritual savior, and as she was getting sick, I mean, her followers, she did like streaming sessions online to get all these different followers. And as she's getting sicker and sicker, her followers thought that she was going to leave by like UFO. And I mean, it's crazy. They kept her like mummified in this house, and they thought that she had like 3 hearts in her body. Oh yeah, these people are out of their mind.
It is amazing to me about these type of documentaries how crazy people find crazy people.
Yes.
I don't know if they let off a scent. I don't know if their chip goes off. I don't know. But how crazy people can find crazy people is just never will not entertain me.
Yeah.
I absolutely love all things cults. It's like, stop my day. If there's certain things that come on TV, cults, Terminator 2, anything Egypt, I'm done. Let's go. It's so easy.
What is it about cults that you love? Also, have you seen Twin Flames on Netflix?
You're giving me a whole list today.
Twin Flames is on another level too.
Yes,
what I love about cults is what you could do with the psyche and how far it could to that end. Typically, the pattern of behavior that it happens is you take a disenfranchised person. By this logic, you could say a gang is a cult. Take a disenfranchised person, overwhelm them with acceptance, and then say, but here's the rules. If you want to keep this drug of acceptance, and they buy in. And then here's what typically is not talked about. Almost all of these cults, first thing they do, no protein in the diet. No protein, all carbs. And that's the way they keep the mind.
Like health, legitimately health?
Yeah, like by denying protein, your brain gets docile. And like the Kool-Aid at Jonesboro, all that kind of stuff, it's just an overwhelming amount of sugar and very little protein, and then keeping them as tired as possible. So you just say, great. But then overwhelming amount of affection. Like, hey, and here's your dopamine kick will be love and what hugs or sex or whatever it is. And that's how they get to move the nail. And usually what screws it up is when these cults have the leaders like, hey, I'm the only one who gets laid. That's when it starts to fall apart, because then the dudes are like, what? Hold on. Come on. That's when the cults start to fall apart, because they don't keep them docile anymore.
That's really fascinating. I've never picked that up on all the cult stuff that I watch, but I'm going to start taking notice of that. And there's a big difference between giving subtle psychological hints to turn the ship, right, and for a bigger gain, compared to maliciously controlling your diet to biologically alter your thought process. That is on a whole other chaos level. Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Because easily everybody goes, that would never happen to me. And you see people that were normal people, had successful lives, came from loving families, had a successful career, fall into these traps.
Give it 5 days in a sensory deprived environment, and you will absolutely change. People change just when they go into a bar versus a business meeting. Right. Imagine 5 days. I could say there are cult-like things, and I would never say the Marine Corps is a cult, but you sure as hell act different after a day of someone, hey, here's the rules. You're going to get yelled at or else. Okay. And then you conform. Now it's not a cult because you're given protein. You still have free will, but yes and no. You keep going further down that line. There are cult-like things. A full-blown, holy God, this is a cult, is usually your life is given up, your freedom and autonomy, your money, your passport, all that's gone.
Right. You got to write off everybody close to you.
You will live for this. And then what then happens next, without fail, is a ton of circular reasoning, which is this: you have to do it because of this thing. And if you don't do this, then this thing happens. Or you, with your family, you have to cut them off, because if you don't cut them off, then we don't get our goal, and therefore you don't get the cookie.
Right. The dopamine part's super interesting too, because I've been sending these TikTok people to Gimpy that are super funny, and he finds himself watching them and staying with it because of the dopamine it releases, and it ain't anything magical. But it's funny how that dopamine level, when it rises, you're like, I like nice red shirt.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta wear this red shirt more often.
Yeah.
I get more compliments. All right, willy-nilly, anything you want to talk about? What movie are you looking forward to in 2024? Mine is part 2 of Dune. Lindsay.
Oh. Eek. I don't know. What's coming out? Probably if there's... Oh, you know what? There was a... no, it's not 2024. I believe there is one coming out... that Elves movie. There's something in the barn. I just watched a trailer for it yesterday, and it's elves in a barn, and they're like, it's supposed to be a scarier movie, but it looks kind of funny, actually.
I'll help you, Lindsay. How about Beetlejuice 2?
Oh yeah, there we go. Is that? I thought they put that out to 2025.
I'm just looking at a list. Gimpy.
Oh man, there's so many to choose from here. Planet of the Apes, Bad Boys 4. How about maybe the Fall Guy movie? Huh? Yeah.
Mike?
The Fall Guy looks good. I was trying to rack my brain. Henry's really excited for Garfield 2, or the new Garfield.
My kids are into Garfield too.
I was like, all right, let's roll Garfield. I could not be any less enthused about Dune 2 after watching. Now it sounds like you're into it.
I'm not. I've never seen Dune.
Dune 1 you didn't see? Okay, Dune 2, I was like, let this end. This is so aesthetically pleasing. I don't care about the spice. I don't believe Timothée Chalamet is going to save the world. Please let this movie end. Holy God, let this movie end. Now, I am excited for Deadpool 3. Can we save the MCU? Yeah. Can we save the MCU is the question.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I didn't know they were doing a Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley. I'm going to pick Inside Out too. I'm pretty psyched for that.
All right. It's a debate. Is it always... For all those sequels, I always say, is this Spaceballs 2 the search for more money? Or is it a story that needs to be told?
Yeah. Probably the movie I'm looking more forward to, and this is a weird statement, is the movie I don't know is about to come out. Right? Any movie I saw that was new this year, I didn't even know was going to be released, and I thought was awesome. So I think that's the way. It's the one I don't know about that I'm looking the most forward to. Willy-nilly, anything you want to talk about?
Anything from M. Night Shyamalan, if he's doing one.
Okay.
Paddington's got a new movie coming out. Paddington in Peru.
No thanks.
Willy-nilly, does Gimpy partake during the show, or does he wait till the show is done?
Oh, that is a great question. And no, I do not partake during the show. I'll usually wait till I get home. I don't want to screw things up more than I already do.
Mary Bang Kill, someone who is a great cook, great to talk with, but terrible in bed. Someone who is great in bed, a great cook, terrible to talk to. or someone who is great in bed, great to talk to, a great cook, and twice a week has the poops in bed really, really bad.
Oh, wow. All right,
That's easy.
kill the person that poops the bed.
Okay.
Marry the person who is great to talk to. Great in bed. This is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Someone who is
Great in bed, great to talk to, or a great cook, and that person. Great poop in bed.
Great. Killing the one that poops in bed.
Okay.
And then I'll marry who's ever good in bed.
Okay. Gibby.
Yeah, you're definitely going to kill off the person that craps in the bed. Okay, there is no need for that kind of person in this world at all whatsoever. You Amber Heard wannabe, nasty. I'll totally bang a great cook and great to talk to, but terrible in bed. I'm only doing it once, all right? And I'll marry the one who's great in bed, great cook, and terrible to talk to because I don't want to talk anyway. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, you got friends for that, right?
Mike?
I don't know what you guys are talking about here because I'm just gonna get some plastic sheets and a bedpan and great in bed, great to talk to. So the perfect person, and you're like, how are you so great? Oh, because you crap the bed. It makes sense. You're not like
Right,
wondering.
everybody's got a thing.
Yeah, that's your thing. I'll take that thing and then bang the one who's good in bed, the other one, and then kill the one who's who's not good in bed and a horrible talker and all that. Like, this is easy. This is the easiest one I've ever heard.
Yeah, it doesn't say you have to sleep in the bed.
Right, but it's really, really bad, though.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen eventually? Everyone's going to poop the bed eventually.
You know what's really, really bad?
In the middle of the night, poop
Death.
on you.
Death is really, really
I
bad.
will
yes.
agree with what Lindsay just said, though. Fecal matter changes everything.
It sure does.
It changes your perspective. It's hard to find somebody sexy. Like, it changed for most of you.
Yeah.
Shoot for every foot,
There-
right?
there is a small niche of you who love it. But so I'm out on the fecal matter thing. You're getting killed, and I like the great cook. I'll marry that because who doesn't want to eat good the rest of their life? And then I'll bang the good talker. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right. So Andolini's, you guys have this new triple pepperoni jam fest that I say is they recommend. Somebody texted in, said they're driving from Wichita to try it.
Let's roll.
And you, of course, can order all these at all the locations.
Yes, they are. And also, that sandwich, the DeMarco's, Slice doesn't have all the DeMarco's, but has the pepperoni jam fest. So downtown, because it's more Slice driven. But Broken Arrow, Jenks, Owasso, and Cherry Street all day. Let's roll.
Yeah, and don't forget about gelato, catering if you're having a Christmas party or, hey, thanks for our profitable year. Let's buy you some pies. They do all that. AndoPizza.com for everything you need to order, to have it delivered, to get a hold of catering, to find out all the other great stuff that the Ando family provides. Merry Christmas to you and your family and to the Andolini's family. And thanks for being great partners and supporters of us. And we look forward to next year.
Right on. Merry Christmas to all of you as well.
All right, take a break and we'll be back.
Tulsa's morning show. The big
Another whiz quiz. So I was like, all right, fine.
6 months hardly makes sense.
That's what they told me. And I was like, bro, I really wanted this job,
So did you start the job and then in 6 months they tested you?
No, I couldn't get the job until they tested me and I tested positive. So for 6 months, I go straight. I quit completely for those 6 months.
Impressive.
And I know.
Very
right?
much so.
And so I took my test, I passed it with flying colors, and then I started back up again. And I tell you what, it has not been the same since. The very first time I got roasted after not doing it for 6 months, I was like, it messed with my mind so much. I was like, this is not what I remember it being. Oh, it's because my tolerance dropped. I was like, well, I guess we're just going to have to build it back up. But you're talking, from 16 to 25. So 9 years of just steady smoking all day, every day. My tolerance was way up there. So I was like, I guess we'll have to start all over again.
Challenge accepted.
Yep.
I worked at The Edge, and the company that owned them in another market, they own a newspaper service, and the newspaper, one of the delivery guys that delivered the paper in the morning to, the stands or whatever, hit a kid and killed a kid, and they tested him, and he was high. So they were like, we're drug testing everyone. And so they instituted a drug policy where you had to do a random drug testing. I go to London to see Kings of Leon. And then when I come back, they call me into the office like right away.
Right.
And they're like, hey. And I was friends with the business manager. He's like, hey, you have 24 hours after I hand this to you to go take a drug test. Would you like me to hand it to you? And I was like, no. And he's like, all right, tomorrow morning I have to hand it to you. So whatever you need to get taken care of.
Right.
And so I went and bought like pea clean, like, you know,
all the stuff,
broccoli, whatever, all the stupid stuff. And went and did the test. And when I did the test, you know, they give you all these instructions, the thing, put it in there, don't flush, da, da, da. So I obviously have to pee like a crazy person. And because I've been holding it, and I go to the bathroom just like, oh, thank God, fill the cup and no problem. Done being a good boy, and I flush. And they're like, I go out and she's like, did you just flush the toilet? And I'm like, yeah. Cups in the thing. We're good. And she's like, no, you can't flush. So 1 hour. See you again. See you in an hour. And you're like, and if you didn't do the test, they fired you.
Oh.
And I was like, So I went and ate and panicked. Went back and did it again and was like, did not flush. Like she even put a note on the thing. Don't flush.
Did she say like it happens?
No.
Or was she mean about it?
No, she wasn't mean about it, but she also wasn't empathetic.
Yeah.
Right.
She's there to do a job.
Right.
She's seen all the tricks. You go in there and you're peeing like you're running out of, like you haven't peed in days.
Yeah.
He is well aware that you're trying to pass a test. They're not stupid.
They've seen all the tricks.
Yes. Yes.
The question is, how many people lost their job there after that? Did anybody?
Good question.
No. No,
we're all Johnny Fever.
Of the places I've worked that have had drug policies, I've never seen and alcohol.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody get fired.
Wow.
And I know that some people didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe there was an internal like, hey, you get a warning and next time though,
we'll test you.
Possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. Robber uses sledgehammer at a gas station. So police in Nashville have arrested a man after he heard Peter Gabriel's song. Good old Robbie Kelly heard that song, was like, that's a damn good idea. And he's charged with robbery. He was smashing the window of a gas station, climbed through a window to take cash and ciggies. He's in jail on $15,000 bond. Really just a reason to play Peter Gabriel.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That song right there, when I was DJing at Rumors, the second swingers club that I was at, that was the boss's favorite. And I swear I would hear it at least 4 times a night. And I'm like, can I please stop playing Peter Gabriel?
Did he come over and be like, hey, man,
where's my song?
Play Sledgehammer. I want to hear.
You throw on some Sledgehammer for me? Sure thing, Bobby. Gotcha.
Right. I always love when there's like a DJ who's wiki spinning. That is an art. DJing and picking songs in a selected format to try and get people to dance on the dance floor or to create a certain energy in a room is 100% an art.
Yeah.
And then you got someone coming over going, hey man, will you play the Macarena? And they're like, oh, because you don't want to say no, but you do.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll see what I can do for you. And then they're like, well, here's a crispy Lincoln for you. And I'm like, ugh, all right, fine. I'll pay your Macarena for $5.
$5?
$5.
That's so, that feels stupid to me.
Well, it's better than what some of the people do. They would pay nothing or $1 to play.
That feels, $1 feels fair.
Maybe, but we live on tips. God damn it.
You made
not necessarily, but
wait, hold on, Sonic employee. What are you talking about?
I got my wages, yes, but the tips were always good and always appreciated.
Of course.
So
Here's the thing.
You said you made your living off tips, which implied you did not make a salary. You did not make money.
I mean, I did, but it helped add towards the living that I'm making these
Of
tips
course.
here.
Like, we should then get tips.
Shouldn't we, though? I love it. No, we can't leave a jar out front. The hobos will take it.
What was the biggest tip?
More than he can handle.
He was about 6'7", 450 pounds.
Biff.
Massive.
Biff, what is his name?
Right.
Tiny.
Ew. I think the biggest tip that I got was, I think it was like a $20 bill. Yeah, it was a $20
For one song?
For one song. Yeah, those drunk bitches, man. When they want to hear it, they'll pay for it. Like,
What's the most you hauled in a night, tip wise?
Tip wise is like $100.
Damn.
That ain't too off
not
the bat.
bad.
No.
And I don't have to split that with like, the other barbacks, bartenders,
Right.
waitresses, or whatever. That's all me. So that
Would they split their tips with you?
No, hell no, never. But they had to split it amongst themselves
Sure.
or whatever. So I was total separate entity, got to keep everything.
I've never tipped a DJ ever. Well, I've told him to get out of that career, but I mean, I've never.
Horrible tip.
That's technically a tip. I've never. No.
Yeah.
Now, if you were did you ever DJ a gentleman's club?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't or wouldn't have back then, but no.
It's like having to be an employee at a weed store. What are you talking about?
Right.
Right.
That's true. Good point.
Nothing would ever get done.
Get
Cinnamon.
to work.
Wait a minute. Who's going to announce Cinnamon? Get off of Cinnamon's lap, Gimpy. Come on.
She likes me, man.
Right.
It told
We're
me.
trying to pay each other's electric bills. Come on.
Predictions that were made in 1923 of what it would be like in 20. Good morning. It's the Big Mad Morning Show. 918-460-KMOD. You can also text BMMS and then what you want to say to 82945. Giving away beer for Friggin' A Friday.
Friggin'
Been asking all morning, what's your diehard Christmas tradition? BMMS and whatever that is to 82945. And Bill is on. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
Bill, what's your diehard Christmas tradition?
Well, for the last 3 years, there's about 10 or 12 of us get together, and we all get a stupid gift from Spencer's, whether it be some sex toys or T-shirts, and play Dirty Santa and eat a bunch of Mexican food.
Nice.
Glad the words were in that order. And do you do it like at a house or at a restaurant or?
No, we just usually pick someone's house, change it up every year.
What's the best Dirty Santa, Secret Santa gift you've ever gotten?
Well, the best one I've stolen was the Johnny Cash shirt where he's flipping you off.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like showing up to one of those and injecting something that is going to mess up the circle, like a really nice thing.
Right.
Because then everybody wants the really nice thing. And everybody's like, I don't want to get stuck with the desktop toy claw machine.
Exactly.
How many times can you steal a gift
I like that.
before you can't steal it anymore?
With the way after 2 times, it's locked in. So
Oh, okay.
Bill, what's the worst gift you got stuck with
that's good too.
at a Dirty Santa?
nipple clamps and fuzzy handcuffs.
Well, that's not so bad.
And
Well,
you were you the last one to go? Like, why would you choose that?
it was one of them deals that I opened the present up, and of course, no one wanted it, and I couldn't trade. So
Liars,
the-
liars.
The question
Yeah.
here is, have you used the nipple clamps?
not yet, but give it time.
How many of these gifts that you have gotten do you re-gift to give to someone else?
Well, twice now, I believe.
And what were those gifts?
One was an adult vibrator,
Dude.
and the other one was some kind of weird candles. Yeah.
Why not the nipple clamps?
Because he plans
Well,
on
like I
using them.
said, we've got to give that time to get used to it.
Uh,
All right, Gippy, go ahead and tell him exactly what he's going to get.
You know, some houses' die-hard Christmas tradition is elf on a shelf, but at Lindsay's, it's slob on a hog. Have a case of Peronis. Back to you guys.
Hang on the line, man, so Gippy can make sure he's got the right info and have a fantastic weekend and Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas, y'all. Have a good weekend too.
Buddy, see you later. This is an interesting news story. Apparently, Kevin Costner is dating Jewel.
What?
Has he seen her smile?
Yeah, right. Old snaggletooth.
Even-
Maybe he just needs like a close by beer bottle opener.
Her teeth are so bad, his dentist said stay away from her.
Right.
I hear you're dating Jewel. Run.
Her ability to cut through wood is impressive.
All right. But you need to build a dam on the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Just call my girlfriend, Jewel.
I know he likes horses, but damn.
Come on.
There's no March 14th going on at his house.
Hey, Fro, don't.
All right. Get out of here.
Yeah. I didn't know she was British, to be honest.
But she's not. She just like to be like him. That's fun.
Yeah.
You would think after so many, because she's been around since what, 95, 96?
So is he.
Yeah, you, absolutely. They both have been around for a coon's age. But you'd think you'd fix that by now.
I mean, it's just one tooth.
No, it's
Her
not.
smile's still pretty.
One tooth makes a hell of a difference.
He's
Trust
almost
me.
20 years senior to her.
Mhm.
Good for him, then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Good for her.
listen, she ain't ugly.
No.
She also might not get it fixed because she don't care.
Right. She doesn't. She said it before. And she's a yodeler. So maybe I think she's said like before, like she's afraid that if she gets it fixed, she won't be able to yodel.
There's no way she believes that.
I don't know.
Do teeth play a part in yodeling?
I have no idea. I don't know how to yodel.
I never knew.
You don't? Just kidding. I thought everybody knew how to yodel. And I've heard her yodel, but like I couldn't judge it enough to go, she's not a good yodeler.
Right.
Right. How does she compare to the guy on The Price is Right that climbs up the mountain?
I'm sure she's a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And who was she? She was married to a rodeo person, right? Was it
No,
Ty Murray? Who was she
no,
ready?
Kenny Chesney for like a.
She was married to Kenny Chesney?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Renee Zellweger, I think.
Yeah.
Am I? I don't know. Who was she
We
married
don't
to?
know at all.
Yeah, Ty Murray.
Ty Murray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
rodeo
yeah.
person, if I'm not mistaken. And so, but he's younger than her, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, old Ty is, no, he's older. He's 54.
Oh, is he?
Uh-huh. And Jewel's only 49.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, hey, she's only 6 years older. Come on.
These guys, when you see something like this, you think, oh, why is this person single or whatever? They're both a mess.
Right.
They both got,
Cos
everybody's
as well.
got their issues. It doesn't matter who it is.
Oh, yeah.
You, me, or a celebrity. They've all got some baggage they got to deal with.
Mhm.
They don't like okra. You can't open gifts until Christmas Day. You can't have people over at your house, right? Whatever that is.
You got a tooth that sticks out your face a mile long.
Right. You're the person that always opens all the packages.
Amazon's here. Come on, Jewel.
Maybe that's why he's dating her, because so close to Christmas, and he hasn't, gotten his scissors unpacked from, leaving his other wife.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's like,
I can get that ribbon.
She's a built-in letter opener
Mhm.
for all the fan mails.
she was asked if they're dating, and she said, nah.
That's terrible. Terribly funny.
When he was asked, he was like, yeah, that's the tooth.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back.
Tulsa's Morning.
But one, Elon Musk picked which articles to release.
Mhm.
Two, picked the reporters to have go through them and release them. And he's hardly the most honest individual. And corruption, being in corporate America, is hardly a gotcha moment.
Right. Kind of been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Rugby player loses his favorite testicle in freak accident. Jack Johnson is the guy's name.
Making banana pancakes.
Not to be confused with the singer. He's a rugby star with the Newcastle Thunder over in England, and he was violently, he violently lost something extremely close to him in what he calls a freak accident during training. His favorite testicle, which is the left one, reportedly exploded after taking a direct shot from a knee. It had to be removed.
This isn't the first time this has happened in rugby.
No, that's
It happens a
violent
lot.
sport, man.
Mhm.
It happens. And I guess they don't wear cups, or only pussies do, I guess. I don't know. So I do jujitsu, right? And I wear a cup, and I can tell it annoys some of the guys.
Mhm.
Why? Because when they kick you, it goes bonk.
Yeah, or like when you're changing positions, that like there's a move where you put your knee into their stomach or on their sternum,
Yeah.
and that sometimes your foot will then hit their balls.
Yeah.
And I just don't want people's appendages on my balls.
Sure.
Sorry.
Makes sense.
But if I'm
Is
in
it
rugby,
ticklish or what?
but I gotta say, if there is a if there's a chance, if I did radio broadcasting and there was a chance I could rupture a testicle doing it, I'm wearing a cup to protect my balls.
Absolutely.
And these are ones of pros that this is happening to.
Mhm.
You have no use for yours right now at all whatsoever. I mean, the path has been blocked.
Yeah,
So,
I have
like,
had a vasectomy.
Yeah,
Yes.
the use for your boys is null right now.
Yeah.
But I get it.
No, it's
You kind of grown attached to them over the years.
it's the mental part.
Yeah.
Right.
If you have one less testicle, you're half a man,
That is true.
and you're gonna feel that way. It's been documented.
Well, some men feel that if they have a vasectomy, they feel like less of a man.
I've never felt that.
Well,
I got two reminders.
Right. I'm not saying that you do, but there's some guys out there that,
I've never heard anybody say that. Maybe they do, but I've never heard a guy say that.
well, fortunately for Jack Johnson, he kept his sense of humor. He says that the team season has been a testy one, and we've not been on the ball as we should have been. Yeah. Poor guy.
That's got to be painful.
I'm sure.
Imagine it does.
I'm sure.
Just getting grazed
Oh yeah,
is a painful experience.
yeah,
Let alone a testicular rupture.
Yeah.
yeah,
Band name. Hello,
Yeah.
we are testicular rupture.
yeah.
It is a good band name.
A guy sprained my ankle. I know,
Mm-hmm.
right? I pull a muscle. I know my rotator cuff. I can identify that. It's just painful. That's all I can identify.
That's it.
It's my testicle. It's painful. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Right?
Nothing more, nothing less.
Classic Eddie Murphy, man. Guys get hit in the balls if it's just you barely graze it. Guys will go, but did that just hit my
Is that like when you get it twisted, when one gets twisted? Like,
oh
No,
no.
it's a different thing.
That can happen while you're sleeping.
yeah, that happened to a kid in school, in elementary school,
Yeah.
and he had to have it removed, I think.
It typically, if it can't be, which it's weird to say this with you're using a child reference, is
Yeah.
it has to be massaged.
Oh.
And then, but a surgery sometimes is necessary to untie it.
Testicular torsion
Yeah.
occurs when the testicle rotates, twisting the spermatic cord that brings blood to the scrotum. The reduced blood flow causes sudden and often severe pain and swelling. Testicular torsion is most common between the ages 12 and 18, but can occur at any age, even before birth.
So
Wow.
like what happened is like a Karen went to God and was like, hey, this feels hardly fair.
Yeah.
Once a month I'm bleeding. I got to
Mhm.
carry a kid and grow an organ inside me and then dispose of it. Can we even this out? And he's like, I could tie his balls in a knot for a 6-year period.
Right. Like you gotta
Maybe.
you gotta give him something to worry about. Please.
I'm good. I'm good on all that.
Do you know anybody that's ever gotten that, Gimpy?
I do. My nephew, as a matter of fact, came out that way and had to have surgery to get it fixed.
Oh, out of the womb.
Yeah.
So they had to do surgery
Yeah.
on a baby.
On a baby. They had to go
On a
cut
baby's
his little
balls.
baby balls open. Yeah.
Listen, they were already doing the top part, so
right.
Yeah.
Might
At
as
least
well.
he'll
Just-
never remember it.
Maybe. Yeah.
know?
Maybe deep seated down in there somewhere. You maybe some hypnotherapy.
doors open in a couple hours. It's happening in Tulsa this year. Anything about medical marijuana, that industry, that's the place to go. Cowboycup.com. Lindsay, what'd you learn today?
I learned that lighting up the Christmas tree is Gimpy's favorite holiday tradition. And I also learned that Kevin Costner is dating Jewel, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to badmouth her because God already did.
Oh, damn. Gimpy, what'd you learn today?
I learned that all the women in Lindsay's family like to hide the pickle. And I also learned that having sex with dead bodies is not acceptable in any case. So they say.
I learned that Kevin Costner is getting with a woman on any other day would be in people of Walmart or on an only campsite, but is with him, so he must really love the great outdoors. And I also learned that you know what's good on pizza? Pepperoni. You know what's better on pizza? Pepperoni and pepperoni. You know what's better on pizza? Pepperoni and pepperoni with pepperoni jam.
Mhm.
You know what's better on pizza? Pepperoni on pepperoni with pepperoni jam and a pepperoni ham thing, honey, with all that other good stuff.
My God.
Amen.
I just envisioned the Darth Maul. More!
Right.
So good. It's Corbin saying, make sure that dishwasher is loaded right.
It's Lindsay. Stop tracking my cycle.
This is Gimpy, and I'm sorry.
Far too kind.
Ready? And it was a hard landing. Kaboom! Ended up breaking the landing gear.
Yeah, I remember the story.
Okay. Happened in late July. So the pilot takes the controls, tries to get it back up in the air, back up to 400 feet. Meanwhile, while the pilot is trying to get things under control, he tells old Chuck here, hey, why don't you get on the horn with air traffic control? Let them know, hey, we need to divert an emergency landing. Well, instead of doing that, Chuck opens up the window and then barfs out the side. Typical. Okay, the guy's shooken up a little
Adrenaline
bit.
dump. Yeah.
Absolutely. So the pilot's like, hey, bro, get it under control. Get these people, on the horn. We need to make a landing.
Together, man.
Yeah, instead, he decides to go ahead and lower the ramp from the back of the plane. And that's when old Chuck got up and then takes his headset off, starts walking to the back of the plane, apologizes, and jumps the hell out. Now, Chuck, what the pilot did end up landing the plane in a field. Chuck was found in the back of somebody's backyard as a dismembered mess, and the incident is still under investigation.
Yeah. So did he just go crazy in that moment?
I guess they said that he felt really bad for the hard landing, which I understand.
And the guilt just overtook him to just jump out of the plane?
Yeah, overtook him. Said that he was visibly upset and just said, you know what? F this, I'm out of here. And then there he goes. Right.